On tonight's episode of the Warrior Shrine, Aftermath honeymoon is over. Fujin's out. Patches, I don't know if that ever actually came out or not. We'll have to get to the bottom of that tonight. I'm the Shrine Keeper Django, and I'm joined as always by Shrine Keeper temporary username and special guests Pot and Devor. It's a family meeting tonight. How's everybody doing?
Good. The usual.
What's up?
We sound like a bunch of morose motherfuckers.
Just brewing up some sick shit in the lab.
Alright, listen. What do you guys want to start talking about first? Never mind. Let's start talking about Aftermath came out. And I think some people might have had some feelings about it. And I think some of the feelings might differ from some of the feelings other people might have about it. Controversy, drama, scandal, and sandal.
Yeah, that was good.
I mean, like, we're not gonna go over the story because that's not what we do here. Like thoroughly, right? That's not what we do. But what we do is say that, man, Fujin looks good. And
Yeah.
Fujin is good.
But he sure is hard to play.
And he's hella hard to play. But as far as Aftermath is concerned, the story, whatever, like, right up front, I already said it, but I'll say it fucking again. Damn it. I'm getting heckled by my co-host here. Jesus. It's up. It was a mixed bag. A lot of people have different feelings about it, and I actually want to hear them. But I really like Nightwolf in that shit, dude. Nightwolf is really sick in Aftermath. Nightwolf and Fujin and Shang all, I feel like I knocked it out of the park. It was killer. Other stuff outside of that, you know, who can say? But we're not gonna go into the story shit. Like I said, what kind of stuff do you guys want to talk about, though?
I don't know. Y'all talk about whatever, and then I'll just try.
Oh my god.
Probably Aftermath a little bit. On the gameplay, whatever gameplay changes there are, there's not very many. And the characters probably.
Well, I think the big question is, did the armor breakers solve the problem? That's the big question. I think that's kind of
the new balance changes. We can talk about that. The new balance changes and the new balance things that didn't changes, which I think is actually like the more. To me, that was the more surprising part. The things that didn't change in the changes. Mm-hmm. I want Tim to talk about it though, because I think Tim feels the strongest about it.
Man, I don't know. I've been saying like a lot of the same things for about a year now. Like I feel like there's about 4 things, but the top 3 things are: there's not enough sophisticated combo options, combo breakers are dumb, and anti-airs are trash. Like that's really.
You mean breakaways are dumb?
What did I say?
Combo breakers.
But you want sophisticated combos? Play
Right.
Fujin.
Well, I can't play Fujin because they put him behind a $40 paywall, so I don't own Fujin.
Oh,
And I don't
That's
own
another,
any
yeah.
So I don't have a way to play him right now unless I buy the shitty YouTube video that NetherRealm released with Fujin. So
That's another point. We'll get to that price. Like we'll talk about that shit because that shit is some shit. But
regardless, I think I don't feel like anything was solved with Breakaway because it was a guessing game kind of before. The only difference is it's still a guessing game, but if you guess right, you don't even really get a benefit. You just get to keep doing a combo. It may not even be like an optimal combo. You just get to keep doing damage.
you get hella damage.
Well, some characters, other characters not so much. Like, I don't think Kano's, like, if he makes a right read and he does his armor breaker back 1, I don't think he gets a lot of benefit for that. He gets bread and butter damage he would have gotten anyway had they just not done Breakaway. And this is all assuming you have the armored breaker move in your preset, which a lot of characters do not.
His is
So-
a base move. So
His is, but a lot of characters did not get that benefit. And other characters are just they just have really questionable armor breaker moves to begin with, like Scarlet. I think in the corner that makes sense, but
What is hers?
it's her splatter. It's her burst.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Which in the corner is good, but even then to get the benefit in the corner, you have to still guess. You have to guess in the middle of your corner combo. You already got them into the corner. So it didn't solve anything in my opinion.
I very much agree with you. It's the band-aid they tried to put on breakaways with the breakaway busters. It is not helpful. It doesn't fix anything. Like sometimes it lets you be able to, like, sometimes something slightly cool for a second kinda might happen in a match. But then it's over. And it's not that cool actually. So yeah, it would have been much better had something more helpful had been in the cards.
$40 to get Fujin. Are you happy with Fujin's armor breaker?
His armor breaker actually is pretty good.
It's okay.
The Tatsu, like the
I
Tatsu
think
is
he's buggy, but
well.
If you don't time it right, yeah, it whiffs. And
But
that's a
Fujin being buggy is like a whole other issue. Like that's a thing. It's a problem, and it's crazy. I get it, and well, okay, we'll get into.
But he also doesn't. He doesn't have it in his second variation. So
No, he doesn't.
I fucking hate the. I hate that. I really do hate that. It's not like a universal thing. It's like, oh, play this variation and you get the armor breakaway. That's fucking.
The thing that I hate is like breakaway busters are a band-aid. It's like back in the old Mortal Kombat games where if you get the other guy in the fucking corner and you hit him more than like 8-9 times or some shit, you just stagger backwards like a drunken moron. Like it's a fucking shitty band-aid. Like what are you guys doing? Come up with something good. Like this isn't solving a problem. This is just.
I mean, I think that was done well because you're able to like work around that and do shit with that. Like Breakaway is just a fucking.
Oh, you're talking about the fucking stagger thing? I mean, it was the same thing as like Mortal Kombat 4, like maximum damage. Everybody just falls on their ass.
Yeah.
Like it's like, man, this was the solution. It could have been so much better. Like, and there was tons of good fucking suggestions that people heard. Like throws could beat that shit in the air. If someone tried to do that and you could do an MKX style throw and throw them out of the air, like that would have been kind of fun. But it still wouldn't have been ideal because I don't know. You're just putting another band-aid on top of breakaways, and I don't think that's gonna fix anything. But like I said, Temp is the one I think that feels the strongest about it. So tell us more, Temp.
I mean, it's tough, dude, because I don't know if there's anything more to possibly say on the subject. I feel like if you get a conversion or you get an anti-air or you get a punish, you should just be able to do your combo. And I've said this briefly, but I want to really hammer it down. I think more than anything, Breakaway hurts new players. Because when you first pick up a fighting game, I hate the narrative of, man, it's not all just about combos, man. Fighting games is so much more than just combos. You place too much importance on combos. When you're on day 0 of a fighting game, that is like the only thing you can possibly learn in a short amount of time. Learning neutral takes hundreds of matches. And if you go into Combat League, people have played hundreds of matches and they still haven't figured it out, right? So like the bread and butter combo is the one thing as a beginner you can kind of use to up your game. And the thing is, if you have good neutral and you have smart decision making in Yomi, you may still lose to inferior players because if their damage is better than yours, they need less opportunities than you to win. So it doesn't matter if your neutral's better. It doesn't matter if you make better reads because they only need to be right 2 or 3 times while you have to be right substantially more times than that. So if you're a beginner player, the bread and butter combo is the fastest way to be competitive and to start having fun. And Paulo just tore that philosophy to pieces. So I don't really even know what else is left to say about this shitty subject. I think people, just like almost any other fighting game ever made, should just be able to get the conversions that I feel like they earned most of the time, right? So.
I agree.
I agree.
And it's so funny because like Injustice 2 had a very similar mechanic as Breakaways, but it was nowhere near as fucked up and dumb as it is in Mortal Kombat 11. Mortal Kombat 11
hated that shit.
Yeah, no, yeah, the flip outs or whatever in Injustice 2 were still whatever, but like they were not anywhere near as big of a problem. And they didn't shut down shit anywhere near as much. But that's a thing that has been a recurring thing with Mortal Kombat 11 is that there's all these like built-in like escape routes from the game, and because there's so many of them in so many situations, like there's a way just to get out of situations for free. Lots of ways to get out of situations for free. It makes the game feel like nothing really matters. So it's like, man, I can do this really cool combo. It may not matter. I can do this really cool thing and learn how to do this shit, or I can do this part really well. Like it doesn't matter because there's safety nets everywhere. I want
to add two things to that, actually.
Okay, go for it.
One is that it's a mechanic you get just for doing nothing. You can idle and hold back in the neutral. Not literally, but you can play conservatively and you just get a free get out of jail card. I really don't like. I think the meter system is not bad. They just tied too many tools to it, and some of those tools are just shitty for game design. Grand Blue did the system perfectly, in my opinion. But anyway, that's problem number one I have with it. Number two is it doesn't favor the cast equally. It does not favor the roster evenly when it comes to damage. Characters don't even need to have to worry about breakaway in some cases. Sub-Zero, Collector. I think you can make a case for Cassie Cage for sure. Don't give a fuck about your breaker. Because
Lou.
What's that?
Lou, I mean, you just stagger all day. You don't gotta do big combos.
I'll throw Jax in that category as well. There are characters who are just barely even affected by the mechanic. And there's other characters who live and die by it. Like Kung Lao, it's bad enough that you have to chase people all fucking day, but you have to give up your defensive meter to start your orbital pressure. So you almost never even have the mechanic. I just think a good system should not overly favor portions of the cast the way it does. An armor breaker is, like Django said, a band-aid. It's a shitty guessing game to fix an already existing shitty guessing game. But anyway, Django, I'm sorry.
No. All this stuff is like valid. I think this stuff needs to be said, and I really hope it's clear that, like, listen, this stuff. We want to make a point of pointing this stuff out, not because we're bitches, and not because like we're shitting on NRS or anything like that. It's like, no, we just want to point this stuff out because this is how we feel while we're playing this game, and we don't want to feel this way. We would much rather be hyped to play this game. We'd much rather have fun and do all this shit, but because of some specific things, the game, I mean, the best way that I can think of to say it is like the game doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you learn combos because there's ways out of them. It doesn't matter if you do this other thing because there's a way out of it. So it comes down to what's actually important. If you are learning how to play Mortal Kombat 11, combos are not that big of a deal because you're gonna fucking not be doing them a lot, and they can fucking get you blown up. Like, so what is important? Walking back and waiting for them to start their string, and then you start their string. You start your string, and then that's whatever. It's not fun. It's not fun because it just makes so much the fucking game not matter. That's the only way that I can really think of saying it.
And that's just the beginning as well. That is just the starting point. I was listening to your stream while I was at work, and Down Forest said something that really resonated with me. I don't remember his exact phrasing, but it's like to play MK11, you have to navigate through this horde of shitty guessing games to even be competitive. You're just constantly guessing A versus B nonstop. I don't know.
That's all it is.
It's more than a 50-50. There's fucking that shit's everywhere. It's in fucking everything, dude.
The good ideas got botched. Like Flawless Block is a good idea, but what they did is they took some of the more interesting strings in the game that had plus frames, and they put a gap in there. So to use your good string, you have to guess if they're going to Flawless Block or not. or if they're going to respect it. And my problem with that is because no one has good access to their plus frames, the poke meta is so shallow. Everything eventually dilutes into a shitty throw mine game. Because no one has good access to their plus frames. No one can actually keep their turn long enough to do anything interesting in this game.
It also it makes the game look fucking stupid. Like, when you're, like, up close and you're trying to press buttons and shit, and you're playing against a good player who can flawless block, you're scared to press anything. Because they can literally, like, after they do a string, they can flawless block your counter poke or whatever. Like, after you do a string, they can interrupt any gap you fucking have. If they're, like, good and, like, they labbed it and shit. And then anytime you get a fucking combo, they just break away. Or, oh, fucking guess right, you armor broke their breakaway. Like, that shit is so fucking stupid. Like, and if they don't, then you ended your combo early and it's fucking... That's no fun.
How good does that look from a Twitch perspective?
Yeah.
Top 8, boys. Oh, look, the guy strategically dropped his combo. Fuck yeah.
And sometimes it's like sometimes the armor breaker doesn't even fucking, like, connect off, like, a regular thing. They have to break away for it to connect. Like, some fatal blows do that, where it's like, only if they break away, that shit will connect. It's so stupid.
Man,
we didn't even get into fatal blows. We haven't even talked about shit yet.
I mean, fatal blows aren't anywhere near as big of a problem that I think, though. They're still shitty. They're like there's plenty of problems with those things, but like
they kind of buffed them this patch because when you break away and you like that was already in the game, but now they made it so that it's totally unscaled damage if they hit a breakaway with the fatal blow, which is like that's common. Like I do that all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Like after like a down 2 KB into fatal blow or something as they break away. But now if they do that, like even in a combo, like you can get so much fucking damage. And like they like partly buffed fucking fatal blows. Fatal blows fucking suck.
Yeah. One thing that I also want to point out is that the way that meter works in this game is not the problem. And when I say the way the meter works is I mean like the stamina style meter. I think that there's a lot of people that look at that because it's different and it's a big change, and so because it's different and it's new, it immediately becomes associated with the problems of this game. But that's not actually what's going on. They're just using the thing badly. There's a million ways to do a stamina style resource meter in a fighting game, in a traditional fighting game, perfectly well. Because by God, I fucking did it today. But you know, it works. It's fine. You just have to not use it in stupid ways, and ways that again make it to where people don't actually have to play the game. Because it is like what you're saying. You go up and you start doing your exchanges, and it devolves into a deal where like you're right up on the other guy, and you guys both drop to your knees and start a slap fight. And it just fucking goes on like that until someone opens the other guy up, and they start a combo, breakaway, right back to the fucking drop to your knees, repeat. Do another fucking slap fight. Like that's what it's going to go on.
It's just, and then it's all stagger guessing games and shit, and it's not. They're like guessing games on throws, staggers, fucking. You can't do anything in this game without guessing. I hate that.
It would be so much like, and that stuff is not good. But it wouldn't be anywhere near as like annoying and souring if like opening up your opponent and getting cool shit going was actually like a good strat, like helpful. Mm. But like opening up your opponent is actually not that helpful in this game. That doesn't actually mean that you're doing well because of the escape routes. Hit the eject button, dude, like fucking all the time. And so
it makes it hard to understand like why you're losing sometimes, where it's like, what the fuck am I doing wrong here? Like, how do I outplay my opponent? Because it seems like impossible in some cases. And like, it doesn't feel like skillful.
The stuff that's so cool to do and the stuff that looks the coolest and all this shit is not really ideal in this game. It's not necessarily super beneficial. So And by that, I mean, like, opening up your opponent and doing cool-looking combos and big conversions and all this shit like that. Like, that's not actually what is going to win you matches in this game. And that's a big fucking problem. Where the things that are going to win you matches are slap fights on your knees. Like, that's going to work out. And then throw. Man, and that really fucking sucks. Like, it's fucking sick as shit whenever I can do like the thing that was like the whole Fujin thing, you know, you do the float overhead KB into the air slim into the other KB, like that shit looks cool. Every fucking time you're gonna hit that online, they're gonna break away. It's not gonna happen.
training mode shit is tight, but it's like
Yeah.
you're never gonna land that. Like
It's like, oh, you want to do something cool and hype? Fuck you. Like, you know, it's and that is not a way to encourage people to just put more time into the game, to learn the game more, because you don't need to learn the game. You just need to learn how to poke and throw.
the whole KB thing is so counterintuitive because you would think like a launching KB they would just make it so you can't break away after, but it's like you can every time. It's like, why wouldn't you? There's no fucking, I guess, armor breakers now, but it's like, you're not, it's still worth it. Like, some are better than others. It just depends. I hate their whole, like, mentality of, like, with the up threes and up twos and shit. That's how they're gonna, like, diversify the cast, is to give them, like, different shit on, like, the specific things like wake-ups and fucking armor breakers, but that's not interesting. That just makes it frustrating. Like, Fujin's up two is fucking garbage. So I literally can't stop someone from jumping on wake up. I just have to fucking sit there and take it. Because his up two literally whiffs through them. It's supposed to stop jumping. Like, what the fuck? What is the point of that? And then, like, up threes for a lot of characters are better than the up twos. Like, it makes no sense to me.
My up three is my up two for Kung Lao.
Yeah, what the fuck? Like, what is the point of the up two then? I don't get it.
I do want to defend the Staggers momentarily. I don't think the Staggers would be as big of a deal if the throw game wasn't so stupid, right?
I agree.
So, I think one problem is that even if you read the throw and let's say you neutral duck, the counter benefit, or I guess the con of doing that is the only way you can bait the throw and punish it is by doing nothing and not blocking. So you risk getting full bread and buttered just on the throw read. Or if you're like, hey, my breakers or my throw break is good, I'll just break the throw. That is a true 50-50. And if you guess wrong on that 50-50, then you're eligible for a fucking crushing blow. That takes like, what, up to 30% of your life? And the worst part to me is if you have even mild dyslexia like me, the throw input system is a mindfuck. I can't throw consistently because my whole concept of left and right is fucked. Just, if people could reasonably break throws, I think the Staggers would be much cooler.
Yeah.
Because, go ahead and throw me. I'll break it because I actually have, like, loud reaction time to throws, and it's not even an option because you get thrown out of the corner, and then 20 seconds later you get a crushing blow for it. Just, I don't get it. Just let me break let me either react to the throw or make it a hard read so if I guess, I don't have to worry about directionals, right? So, I don't know. Like, Street Fighter 5 is a great throw break system. I love it.
It is, yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, come on, dude. Like, making it more... It's, what's the fucking ratio? Depth versus complexity. MK11's throw system, like, it is more complexity, but not depth, and you're focusing on the wrong one. It's just dumb, and it's more complicated for the sake of it, and it doesn't help anything. Whereas Street Fighter 5, it's fucking simple as fuck, but it's good, it's fair, it works, and just fucking do it like that. Quit putting fucking 50-50s and everything, dude. Come on, man.
I mean, 50-50s and everything, you have to guess just to play footsies in this game. Playing footsies is a guess, because if I'm playing footsies, I'm leaving myself open to Sub-Zero's slide, Jackie's safe Superman punch. I'm leaving myself open to just all sorts of full screen shit. Sindel's EX low fireball, like, that's not reactable. You can't block that on reaction. Like, you have to guess just to move in this game. It's so frustrating.
Playing Sub-Zero.
Speaking of which, Pot, what's your thoughts on the subject?
I'm trying to think of where to start. What was the starting point?
Oh my god.
Really anything you want, but Armored Breakers is where we all began. But you can talk about anything. No rules, man.
I don't know. I mean, I think armor breakers are fine. Like, I get that people want them to be universal, but I don't think some characters like need it. Like Liu Kang doesn't need a good armor breaker, so they put it in his shitty third variation where it's his command grab, which makes sense to me because Liu Kang doesn't need that shit. Same with Joker, they put it in his third one because if he had it in all of them, that'd be too good.
I mean, yeah, like it's not a situation of like where they like need to be there or they don't need to be there. It's more just like they're treating the symptom of a actual problem, but it's not even treating the problem or the symptom well. It's not enough. They're not bad, right? Like Breakaway. I don't think Breakaway Busters are bad. But that's not really the point, though.
I think it makes the game more interesting. And I know that sounds like a shill, but I really do think it makes it more interesting because there's like certain variations now that it's like I would never even try to play, but like it's now that's there's a reason to play that one. And most of the characters, not all of them, but most of them where they just have it in one variation, it's the variation where that specific one is dependent on you getting a down 2 crushing blow. So you have to have a means to break the breakaway so you can actually get good damage in that variation, like Spellmaster Shang. There's other characters like that too. I like Jax's third one because his ground pound launches or whatever, so you need the clap. I'm trying to think of who else.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, it's just in Baraka. Like Baraka did not need a good armor break. Like in Gutted, fuck that shit. That would have been crazy. He already gets like 35-40% for like 1 bar, and it's not that hard to land that shit again because he already has 50-50s. You just do like 4-4 Gutted, whatever. So I mean, his third one wasn't that good. So now there's a reason for him to get more damage because you get a down 2, they're going to break away, so you do blade charge. I mean, overall, I think it is pretty balanced, or at least it seems balanced. Like, there's some that are, like, obviously really, really good, and then there's some that seem not so good. I think the wake-up system is trash. I do think that, because they're, like, hella plus on hit. Most of them are safe. I shouldn't have to guess when I knock you down. I think that's trash. That's one of my bigger complaints about the game is the wake-up system. Like, I played, like, some Scarlet, and it's like, by the time I got this bitch on a hard knockdown or something, it's like she always had, like, up 3. And so it's like, well, how am I going to do my pressure? If I sit back, she's just going to zone more. If I walk close, she's just going to do up 3. And then by that time, it's a stagger from that bitch waking up, and I'm in enough hit stun to where it's a stagger and she's going to throw. So, I mean, I think that's trash.
I think it's interesting, like, it's interesting to point out that, like, I don't think balance is a problem with this game at all.
Well, no.
I think this game is, like, it's pretty well balanced, actually. But, I mean, that's not...
I think you guys are crazy. I don't think it's balanced at all, but go on.
No? Okay.
I play this shit all the time.
There's still like Joker and Jackie. That's definitely a thing. Those two guys, come on, boy. And Liu Kang, dude. Don't fucking make me talk about Liu Kang.
But no one's disagreeing that those are top 3. Like, I could tell you right now, like, those characters are ridiculously good.
I fought a Liu Kang today. Man, motherfuck that character, dude.
Like, when that dude was complaining on Reddit about, like, Joker standing 1, like, it whiffs even if you're crouch blocking. I was like, bitch, who gives a fuck? Like, why would you use a standing jab anyways, unless it's a punish? Like, and fuck Joker anyways. I'm like, who cares? Like, you just need forward 1.
I don't think it's balanced, but I do think there's, like, no bad characters. There's, like, maybe bad variations, but really there's no bad character in this game.
They buffed, like, the 2 shitters, like, where everybody thought Raiden was shitty and Shao Kahn, and, like, now they're both hella good, so...
Some people say Raiden got nerfed, actually, but...
I don't think so.
Like,
I think he's still pretty good, but I thought he was good before.
They say his staff pressure and back 1-2 with the staff slam can be, like, flawless block now. So
I mean, I don't even normally use that one. I normally use the first one. But yeah, I feel you.
I mostly agree that there's no character you cannot pick and not have... There's no, like, striker in this game, right?
Yeah. But I agree in the sense that, like, the top tier are fucking stupid.
And I mean, I think the poking problem would easily be solved if they made short hops not get anti-aired by a fucking down 1. Because most of the time, people are going to down 1. Your thumb is closer to down 1 than it is to down 3. Like, it makes no sense for me to predict that you are going to do a poke. So I jump, I do a short hop, and then I get anti-aired by a down one into a full fucking combo. That's trash. Like, and they do jump over some down ones, but it's because it's a hitbox issue. It's not because down ones automatically beat all pokes. Like, they should do something about that, because as it is now, like, there's no real point to short hop. I mean, maybe for pressure, like if it's like a down one where I'm going to down one and then short hop and see what happens.
I think, yeah.
Oh, and I was just going to say, as for like the guessing stuff, I mean, all fighting games are guessing. Like, I don't feel like it's any different for me playing like Tekken or Marvel.
Oh man, I think it's fucking hella different. I think it's crazy different.
Yeah, I think it's different.
It's crazy.
Like, especially with Tekken, where if your reactions are good, you can break every single throw in the game just on reaction. That's already like a big difference right there.
Except for, well, some, yeah. I was just going to say some of King's.
I mean, I don't even mind throws, though. Like, if they nerfed him, and, like, if they nerf throw damage and nerfed, like, throw crushing blow damage, I think it'd be fine. Because some characters need those, because they have shitty crushing blows otherwise.
I feel like we're keeping a system to fix another system, though.
Yeah, like, there's, like, when you bring up, like, other shit, I'm like, well, they need to fix that, too. Like, I think the KB system is shit. Like, I hate how unbalanced it is.
But even the stuff, yeah.
No, I was just gonna say, like, yeah, like, all of this stuff is like, to me, it feels like it feels like just more symptoms of some core problems that are in the game. It's like there's a million completely different kind of band-aids everywhere, and all the colors of the rainbow, and none of them are actually fixing the core thing. They're just kind of making everything more complicated, but not more deep. Because again. And that's probably the reason why I say the thing about balance is because everybody got a down one, everybody can throw. So you're good, whatever. Don't suck, and you'll be fine.
I mean, to me, I still have fun playing the game. The
I do
only
too.
time I get super pissed is if they're jumping.
As if you're playing me.
Literally, if they're jumping too much, that's like the biggest sugar. I don't give a fuck about breakaways, anything else. I just think jumping is so annoying.
Yeah.
Like, that's probably the biggest complaint I have is like people jump too fucking much. And like, I mean, there's not really a reason not to jump. Like, I don't even jump, but it's just like, if I don't want to, I don't want to get anti-aired.
One of the things I do with Kung Lao is once I have you in the corner, I will either jump kick or I will empty jump throw. And it works like 80% of the time. And once you're expecting to throw, I do the jump kick and I get a stupid corner combo.
Yeah.
Assuming it's not broken, right? And that was pretty much my strategy for like most of my life with the game. I want to kind of backtrack here though, because like even some of the things I disagree with, Pot, at least I see where you're coming from, right? The one thing I don't agree with what you said earlier was Baraka. Like, Baraka gutted, yes, he has good damage. But to me, that does not tell me he doesn't need breakaway. You pick that preset because you want to do combos. That's the reason you pick that preset. So it doesn't make sense. The non-combo variation got the armor breaker to me. To me, the whole reason you pick gutted is to do long, sick combos, right? And so
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
it's not a balancing issue to me. It negates the reason you picked the preset in the first place, in my opinion. But I mean,
I guess I just feel like in that specific variation, it's not hard to get damage. Like when I'm playing D4, if I break away from Baraka, it doesn't matter that I fucking broke away because I'm gonna eat another gutted and lose like 34%. Like it's the same either way.
Though I'm not confident that you're going to eat another gutted though.
I'm pretty confident I'm gonna eat another gutted.
Like it. Well, it differs from player to player too.
It differs from player to player, but I mean,
it's also like you have to be like so specific. Like, oh, you have to land another combo ender between the time they get another breakaway. So between that time, they can be zoning out Baraka that whole fucking time. And as soon as he gets in again, they can break away immediately. And it's like more of a fun issue.
I mean,
it's a fun and a balance issue.
But I also think I've made complaints about. I think the meter system is too like economic. Like that shit fills up too quick. At least defensive, it does. Like I wouldn't mind if like offensive. Like I know some characters use both, like Johnny, fucking Kung Lao and shit, but they should like nerf the speed which defense recovers. And they already say it recovers slower, but I still feel like that shit. They got that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
it does
either.
Yeah, because offensive feels like hella quick. Defensive feels way slower. Unless they nerfed it like post release or whatever, because I thought that's what they said at the gameplay one.
I mean,
also-
if having meter didn't let you do stupid shit in this game, like the meter issue wouldn't, for me anyway, it still wouldn't be that big of a deal, because like if breakaways weren't a thing, then like it's still like there's a lot more shit that you can do. It's not ideal, but to me, like meter refill speed and whatnot, like that only matters because of the tools that it gives you when you have meter, and those tools that it gives you, like breakaways and different kinds of wake ups or rolls and whatever, all this shit, like
It's also
Yeah,
it's
go
just a
ahead.
lot to it's just a lot to keep track of. Like I was thinking earlier today when I was in a set, I was like fighting this dude, and I looked at his meter and he didn't have enough to break away. I'm like, okay, I fucking got his ass. No, he ends up getting enough, and then because he's mashing, I know he's not looking at his fucking meter. He's just mashing that shit. Like he would breakaways immediately as he gets the meter, and it's like, what the fuck? Like I literally just saw that's gray, so I'm like, okay, he won't have enough. Then he just breakaways anyway. Fuck, like. I know he's just mashing that shit. It's like that bitch wasn't looking, but it's like I just hate breakaway. I fucking hate it. I wish they would.
I mean,
because
I've
they're-
gotten to the point they're not going to take that shit out of the game.
of course they're not, because they don't want to fucking change this game. Clearly, I feel like they're just putting, like you guys are saying, they're just putting band-aids on shit. Because now they're using that breakaway armor buster as a fucking balancing mechanic, essentially. Oh, you don't fucking want it to be as good in every variation. It's like, why can't you just make it universal? Like, why? I don't know. And then balance the characters that need balancing. Like, why do you have to use that to balance a character now? They're so afraid to change characters for some reason. Like we're really happy with the meta and shit. It's like, but a lot of people aren't happy with it.
And for some reason, characters, really, really good characters, just won't get nerfs for whatever reason. They won't bring them down.
Yeah, they have a hard on for Jackie for whatever fucking reason. But they, like, I don't know if they're trying to be woke or something, but like they just won't change her in any fucking way. Like she just gets off scot-free while like even fucking like Johnny got nerfed again. It's like, well, why the fuck didn't Jackie get nerfed? She's better than Johnny. Like
I have to give some props real quick, man. I love the villain card Gab has played on fucking Discord. I like his downplay. It's hard to be mad because it's like he's like a fucking Lord of the Rings character. It's like, no, but it's her worst variation.
yeah.
I don't think he downplays though. Like, he acknowledges that she's fucking dumb.
I mean, because Gab Standard is a good person, but the thing is, like, when he's not doing it, it's hilarious. I've really grown to love it. Like, it's like I give up so much when I use next gen, guys. I'm just it's so good. Man, props to Gab Standard for the first of 10 as well. Like, I did not know. I knew it was on Losty's channel, but I didn't know that Losty and Molly B were going to commentate it. And I didn't know that Gab Standard ran their training dojo. I think that's super sick. So huge props to Gab.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, that's super cool. So
I got bodied when I fought him. It was a mess.
I want
But
to fight Losty Girl.
it was. Well, I'm talking about Gab. I don't know who the fuck that is. Lost girl.
I know Losty
she's
Girl.
cool. She
She's
doesn't wanna
cool.
be
She's like the
reactive.
only person in the world that's like, okay, listen, maybe if
Is she
Melina
that-
made it in, at least she would be happy. Like she likes Melina, and she's not a terrible human being. It seems like.
Yeah,
So,
she's the good Melina fan.
she's
That's
the
kind
one
of
good Melina fan. Yeah.
Is she that one chick? SMG?
No,
that
that
the
is
same-
that is SMG.
Oh. Well, maybe it was like SMG Lost Girl. I don't know her.
SMG too. She's a
I just know the first name.
SMG ducked my ass so many times in this game. Oh
Yeah,
my
She
god.
dug me in the beta too.
I want to fight Losty Girl. Losty Girl, me and you. First to 13-0. Let's go.
Who would she use?
I don't know.
Damn.
I'd be curious.
It's been a while, so I'm not even sure myself. But I used to watch some of her streams.
She's cool.
Yeah, so yeah, shout outs to Gab. I hope he doesn't stop doing the next gen downplay, because honestly, it's the only thing about MK11 I still like. So I hope that sticks around.
I would say he is really good too. I was impressed at his execution.
Gab is insane. Gab is so
It's-
fucking good at this game.
He's got those Shoryukens down. I can't do that shit. That shit's hard. So Good shit.
And just his like, I guess they're technically not fuzzies, but the way he fuzzies highs and throws is unbelievable. Like it's super impressive to me. But it doesn't change the fact that I hate fighting Jackie. Right? I was playing Scarlet versus Jackie, and I had like an 80% life lead, and I got Jackie down to like maybe like 5% of her life. Then she Superman punched me into the corner and blended me for my entire bar. Yeah. Man, I hate this game. But anyway, hey Jackie, love Gab. That's how I operate.
She's another one of those characters where I was like, if this bitch has a good breakaway, I swear to God. Like,
she does,
she does have a good breakaway.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Well, yeah, she does. But it's only in one variation. But she's good without a variation. But there's a lot of characters like that. Like, Liu Kang doesn't need a fucking variation. Like, he's fine without it.
You mean he doesn't need a breaker?
No, I'm like some characters, like you could play variation.
Oh, you're talking about
Jackie.
their base.
Yeah, and she would be top tier. Like, she would be fine.
Yeah, Jackie's a menace.
I'm really kind of bummed about the plus frame nerfs to Johnny Cage. Because Johnny Cage, although really good, really wasn't a problem until his Variation 3. So I hate the fact that...
and that's not even his best one.
You think it's Showstopper?
Showstopper's good.
The second one. Whichever one has the unbreakable damage.
Yeah, the camera one. I don't know what the
fatal blow canceled shit. Crushing blows. Third one was good when he had a 9-frame projectile, but then they like nerfed it, and then it's all right. But his uppercut meter burn that's safe costs like offensive and defensive now, so it's just better to play the second one.
I just hate the fact that we all complain, or at least I complain a lot about how the game gets really shallow once the poke game begins. And Johnny actually had cool options where he could have played something more interesting than that universal throw game, right? And they took that out. Like, I love doing the plus frame setups. That was so fun.
Also, what has Johnny always been about? Plus frames. So that's kind of fucking lame. That they removed that about him. Like,
I say, like, maybe up chip damage might be a good way to help this game out as well. Make staggers be around chipping your opponent out for like 6 to 8%, as opposed to setting up the shitty, boring throw mine game that everyone has to deal with every single exchange.
That's what Katana is, chip. God, is that Adinian Razor shit takes so much damage. That stagger shit I was doing, it takes so much chip.
I think it is like,
chip, God.
Yeah, I think it's more the throw game that, because it's like you're so afraid of the stagger because you're afraid of the throw. It's like, oh god, he's doing the fucking stagger. I better let go of block and fucking hope to get the down 2 KB, or fucking like guess the fucking throw, like which direction. So it's like that's what makes stagger so good. And why do throws do 14%? Like no other game has like 14% throws.
That's almost as much as Jade's bread and butter. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I mean, her bread and butter does like 26.
Is that the 4-2-1?
I mean, you could do 2-3. You could do 2-3 meter burn, boomerang, down 4, and then shadow kick. It's like 24%, and that's like.
I thought you couldn't do that without a launcher, though.
I mean, 3-2 or 4-3 launches them.
Let me check this right now. 1 second.
I was just doing it before the show because I was doing the variation.
Fact check this bitch right now. This is the Warriors stream, goddammit.
Which preset is this, dude?
What did you say?
Which preset?
Any of them.
All right, cool. Well, you talk amongst yourselves.
Okay.
Yeah, 4-3 meter burn, glaive, down 4, shadow kick.
Honestly, like I don't feel like there's that much more to say about the new balance lack of changes. Because I mean, yeah, we said it all, and like I don't want I don't want to like keep harping on it for a long time. I'm glad that we say this shit, and I'm glad I want to say this shit, and I want to say it clearly and make sure that it's understood. But like, I mean, once you come out and say it, like, you know, it's whatever. People are sure gonna bitch. We're gonna be, what are we? What do we call piss babies? I'm gonna be a piss baby, no matter what. I understand, but
I agree, man. That was a struggle for me too. Is every word shrine just gonna be me bitching about Breakaway? Eventually, like, I want to move on, man. But
yeah,
Well, I think like even like here we've outlined it pretty well, like what the deal is. So, is there anything else that you guys want to say about the changes or not changes to balance and gameplay with the Aftermath patch?
Okay, so maybe that combo doesn't work on sub.
Oh my god.
I'm testing it myself too. I'm about to go into training mode.
You guys want to talk about 3D hitboxes for a little while? That'd be cool.
I mean, I don't really know anything about that.
Fuck 3D hitboxes in their fucking ass. It's the stupidest thing that's ever... Oh my god, don't even... Now I'm pissed.
I like the shit where it's like if they're breathing a certain way, then it won't work.
God, dude. I hate this shit so much. It's like, dude, just fucking look at Street Fighter and Killer Instinct. They both do it
like,
so well. Hitboxes are not that complicated. Just do it.
A samurai bitch in Grand Blue, Narmaya, she had a hitbox on her titties. Like, it was tight.
That game is amazing. Honestly, I think the criticism of that game are often... I think a lot of it is just people not understanding how to approach like pressure in that game. I think a lot of the criticisms go away once you get your staggers and your mid-range down. In my opinion.
Is that the game where everybody blows you up for sweeping all the time?
No, that's KOF.
Oh, my bad.
Also an amazing game, if I may add.
Okay.
Yeah, KOF is tight.
I mean, I was trolling, but yes, it is tight.
I like it.
Oh,
what the fuck is KOF 15?
And also, I want to add to the balance changes things and whatnot. I am still having fun playing Mortal Kombat 11. Sometimes, sure.
Who was I labbing this shit against? Because it didn't work.
I'm not gonna be a career player of it.
Yeah, I don't know what you're doing, Pod. I can't get that to combo to anything, dude. It's still not bad damage. Like if I do at 17%, so it's something, but as a combo, I don't see it, dude.
I was doing more than that.
Is this the thing? Is this fucking Django played Misery Blade in the beta again?
You did play Misery Blade in the beta.
You super did. I was hella
yeah, I did not play fucking Misery Blade. Cyborg played Misery Blade.
Dude, nobody fought Cyborg in the beta.
I fought Cyborg in the beta, and so did Rain Reptile. There's a fucking video of it on the channel.
Dude, one day you're gonna run for mayor and I'm gonna recall the shit and play Misery Blade.
Dude, I spun the fucking chain. I did a shitty like Takeda cosplay.
Okay, so maybe this combo only works on females.
Oh
I'm about to film me doing it.
I'm pissed.
I mean, if that is true, it's still stupid, but I'm not confident that's the case.
Yeah,
that feels a little whack if that's true.
28%.
Fucking hold on. This what the fuck?
Hold on. I'll just post it to YouTube. I already captured it.
And it's 4-2-4-3-4. You said, right?
Not 4-3-4. It's just standing 4-3.
Interesting.
I don't think I even know what that string is.
It's like a high-low.
Testing on Scarlet right now. But I mean, I'm with Django's core point though. Eventually, we got to move on to this from this shit and just, admit that he played Misery Blade, and I think we're all gonna be.
I didn't play Misery Blade. God.
I mean, bitch, you did.
Why would I? I'm not even like good at that shit, dude.
You don't.
Cancels?
Dude, that's like the most maniac shit.
Dude,
you were totally about.
Not
that
even
shit.
a little bit, dude.
The katana stance?
I never use fucking
using
cancels, dude. I never use cancels. I'm not good enough for that shit. I suck. I'm too busy jumping. Jump cancels would be sick.
Holy shit, you are right, Pot. This works.
Yeah, so I think it only works on females. It's like, but it does like 28%. I swear I could do that on males though, but maybe whoever Steve Bloom voices it doesn't work on. Because it didn't work on Sub or Baraka.
Anyway.
That makes it more interesting though, but yeah, I'm sorry, go on.
No, I was just like, let's talk about some shit that's not fake news. Misery Blade. You know what? Okay, listen. I just said fuck. There's some stuff on this list that still have to blow up. Sorry. I thought I was done being negative, but I'm not. Easy friendships, dude. Easy goddamn friendships. Fuck easy friendships and they're fucking easy ass. Like, why the hell is that even a thing? It completely removes the point.
Because people want to do them.
I don't give a fuck what people want. They're not there for that shit. They're there to be swaggy. Like, dude, you earned that shit? Holy hell.
I think, yeah, those are so fucking lame. Like, going back to that Gab and the first to 10, the final match, the fucking dude did a friendship. Guess what? It was a fucking easy friendship. You blocked, you fucking bitch. That shit is so fucking lame. That dude on that stream, he friendship Gab. Like, it totally removes fucking... You blocked, you bitch. Like, you're just fucking friendshipping for no reason. That's shit. And the fact that it works in competitive matches is super lame. They gotta change that.
They ain't gonna change it.
I think that's just an oversight or something. Like, that totally removes any, like, why would you not do that then? If you want to do a friendship.
It also adds an ambiguity I don't like. Because, like, if they were in if Easy Fatalities were in MK9, and Kurbalicious, got a baby on Perfect Legend, like, and it's now contestable. PL could be like, oh, dude, if you look at frame, like, 87, he clearly blocked one of my attacks.
They were doing that shit last night. They're like, bro, you totally blocked in that match. And then they'd be like, oh, I didn't block it all, but I got a friendship. I'm like, okay.
You'll never know. And it's like, you don't get the satisfaction from it. It's like, maybe I did block something. It's like, you don't fucking know. It's like,
but it's the same thing with the uppercut brutality. Like, I've gotten that before, and I'm like, bitch, I swear I blocked that match. Like, I know I did, but that shit still happened. Because that one, you have to not block at all, too, I think.
Yeah, it was the equivalent.
What about you, Django? What did you want to stack on top of that?
Talk amongst yourselves for a second.
Is glitchy.
What'd you say, Pot?
I said Fujin is glitchy.
Yeah, he's a little buggy.
And to be clear, I don't entirely fault him on the price point. Because I know a lot of people wanted story mode. But the problem is, if you don't bundle story mode with 3 other characters, everyone is just going to watch it on Twitch. So I don't even necessarily fault them for what they did. I did not want story DLC, but I get why they did it. However, if I'm not going to fault them for that shit, they can't fault me for not buying it. Because I only wanted Fujin. Literally the only thing I fucking cared about.
Are you talking about story on the Warrior Shrine? How dare you?
I don't believe I was.
Were you not? I might have missed.
No, I was talking about the price point, dude.
Oh, price point? Okay, listen, price point. Here's the thing. The video game base costs $60. Aftermath is like what? 2.5, 3 hours story mode and 3 characters for $40.
There's one quick thing. How much was Combat Pack 1?
Oh my god.
40.
Combat Pack 1 was 40?
I think it was 40. Damn. I don't know. I bought that shit. I bought like the ultra premium, and like people were like, I was the day one fan and I bought this game and blah, blah, blah.
Now my characters ain't coming out for a goddamn year and nobody says shit to me about that.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, well, if you waited a year, like people told you could have, you're still not playing the game for a year, but you can still get it for the whole package now. But I guarantee you the combat packs aren't done.
There's something that is really important to include in any conversation about price. Not NetherRealm's call whatsoever. Period.
Fair. I can see that, man.
They have no control over price tags. And when people buy these games, that money does not go to NetherRealm. It goes to Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers is like, here's your cut.
I think it's more impressive that they were able to get this out during the pandemic. Like, that's
and that's a good thing to point out too, because of like how buggy and we should talk about Fujin too. How many bugs are with Fujin and whatnot with his release? Like, there was the Infinite, obviously, but there's other quirks and stuff. And man, he has some weird feeling shit in this game.
There was 2 Infinites. Yeah.
There was 2 Infinites.
Yeah.
The way a lot of his stuff just feels weird, inconsistent, and whatnot. Like, but look, like
that was gonna be another complaint.
Well, the deal is like, look, in normal circumstances, as far as like the last that I heard and knew, like NetherRealm has a really big in-house QA team. Actually, like a really big, like it's a big team. It's a big department. It might even been a whole floor. I think so. Like it was a big fucking deal, as it should be. It's a fucking fighting game. But you can't do that in this, like, you know, COVID quarantine situation. That doesn't work. So there's no possible way that the quarantine situation did not affect the way that this stuff turned out. And I think that we're seeing a lot of the evidence for it. But the people that are like getting on Twitter and blowing up Paulo and Netherrealm being like, you know, fix your fucking character, quit fucking releasing broken, incomplete characters. Like, man, shut the fuck up. Use your good brain for a second and think about how these games get made. And also look at how fast, like, they're cranking out the patches to fix mistakes that people are finding, like, as fast as they possibly can. Dude, I learned that fucking Infinite that night, and when I woke up the next morning, it was gone. Like, that shit's crazy. Which, I mean, the point being, they don't want those bugs to be there, and they're like, as soon as they know about that shit, they're on that shit to fix it ASAP.
Well, everybody was tweeting them.
You gotta, well, I mean, yeah, you gotta, but give people the benefit of the doubt and think about this stuff through. Like, some stuff is absolutely NetherRealm's fault, and I think the stuff that we talked about as far as balance changes, that all goes to them. That's all that deal. But if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna blow up people for their mistakes, you gotta be fair, and you have to commend them for the things they do right, and you have to be objective and give them the benefit of the doubt in situations where it's warranted. And the QA of this patch, Aftermath whatsoever, gameplay wise, and Fujin and whatever else, there's no way that the quarantine situation was not a contributor to that stuff.
Yeah, that's another issue. Like, not trying to be a bitch, but like, some of the Discord are little bitches. Like, don't edit that out either. It's the truth.
I'm not editing it out, dude. I'm too lazy.
Because I remember, like, they showed a Fujin intro and no gameplay. And, like, it was before they were like, more coming soon, whatever. It was like the day before the trailer, and they like showed some intro. And somebody on the Discord was like, these pieces of shit, like, how could they, like, blah, 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 like, this shit doesn't do anything for me, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, y'all are, like, take this shit way too seriously.
What are you talking about, though? What were they complaining about? Help me out here.
They were complaining because it was a Fujin intro and not any fucking gameplay. And I'm like, dude, they said tomorrow. Like, chill out. Okay. It was, like, the same situation, like, the Shang thing when the stream got, like, delayed by, like, a few hours, and, like, everyone was, like, freaking out in the Discord, like, fuck NRS, like, blah blah blah. This game is trash.
To these people.
It's the thing. I do enjoy the voice that you assign the internet in general.
It's everyone Skeeter from South Park.
Everybody though, I give that voice to everybody though. Like, that's like my mom impression voice, my dad impression voice, like all of them. I'm just like, dude, I just think they're a bunch of babies. Like, same with, like, somebody was complaining about the PS5 thing being delayed. I'm like, dude, it's still coming.
Complaining?
Just like they were like, fuck Sony. And I was like, dude, there's, like, political upheaval right now. Like, I mean, I don't know if you've watched the news, but I was like, it's gonna still happen. It's just not gonna happen right now. Like, shit's gonna get delayed. Whatever. It's not a big fucking deal.
It's also important to point out that fuck Sony. Both of those things can be true. There's political upheaval and there's real world problems, but that does not mean not fuck Sony. Fuck those guys. They ain't got shit to talk about anyway. They're gonna push that couch right back out there and be like, buy the PlayStation 5 when it launches. We promise next year sometime great experiences will come. That's what they're gonna fucking say. And I'm gonna get pissed again. I'm getting pissed just thinking about it.
I'm probably gonna buy a PS5 on launch day because it's almost like, why not? There's so little to look forward to these days. Like,
I am like, have they announced any like launch titles that are for PlayStation 5?
No. Everything past like June or something has to be.
I don't care about that. Have they announced any PlayStation 5 games?
Yeah, they've announced a ton.
What? What are they? That's what I'm asking.
I mean, I don't know. Shit,
oh my god!
I ain't gonna play.
You
like I don't know, whatever's on Gamaki.
Yeah, they're there. I don't know. Yeah.
think the one thing I
There
like,
probably is. I just don't know. Like,
Last of Us 2.
Oh my
like,
God.
I don't fucking know. That's what I'm saying. It's like
It's on
just a bunch of...
PS4.
yeah, that's
too,
on
though.
PS4. I want to hear about PlayStation 5 games, but boy, they don't care to fucking talk about that shit.
Let me look at the Wikipedia article.
They want to talk about fucking specs. They want to talk about, oh, cool, you can play the good games you got now because we don't have the money to make new games.
well, that's important though, right?
Oh,
So I'm hoping
Assassin's
against
Creed.
hope that
Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Oh my god. Okay, cool. Well, I mean, if that's a PlayStation 5, like, if that's a next gen game and not one that's like bi-platform or whatever, like
The Lord of the Rings game where you get to play as Smeagol the whole game. I
that
don't know
sounds
who
awful.
Who the fuck asked for that shit? That is like the funniest thing. And they showed like a glimpse of gameplay. It's just like a crawling simulator. You're like crawling up mountains and shit.
actually
It was
sounds
like
great, though. Like that sounds pretty sick.
That sounds like
detective. That's an Ares game.
that
dude.
sounds like fucking
detective mode.
Death Stranding, but with
Detective
Smeagol, dude.
Man, I'm watching Aris play Link to the Past, and I love how much he loves the game, right? He clearly
Yeah.
just thinks the game is so sick. But man, is he bad at it, dude. He's so bad at that game. It's like,
I gotta watch some of that shit.
he uses the hook shot to hit the enemies that, like, block electricity, right? It's like, oh, you can kill them with a hook shot. And then he never does it ever again. It's time because he hits the enemy who electrifies him like Blanca because he doesn't time. Like, just, dude, use the fucking hook. Oh my god.
He forgets. Like,
And his memory is so bad too. Like, oh my, it's
I
great.
don't, I don't know how he plays Tekken. I really don't.
I don't know how he plays Dark Souls, man.
You don't
so
play
shit.
Tekken anymore.
But like, he's so good at Tekken though. Like, that's the thing. And then
He is.
I watch him play like Fallout or something. He's the fucking worst. Like, he plays it so badly.
I mean, that does make it more entertaining, though.
Dude,
It
watching
does.
him play like Aftermath story mode, he was like just doing like down 4 and like shoulder charge with Nightwolf.
Dude, I love that fucking shit. Like, I agree completely. The first thing you need to do when you're learning a new character, look at that down 3. Just look at that. Let me see that animation.
I think anyone, even if you're not a fan of Link to the Past, you owe yourself to watch Aris play the whole thing because it's not just about how great the game is; it's about how Aris utilizes the chat to beat it, and it's very interesting. Like, he'll walk by a hole, and someone in the chat would be like, "You gotta go in that hole, Aris." He's like, "Oh, okay," and then he'll fall in the hole, and he'll basically just lose life.
Oh,
He'll be
shit.
like, "Get shot, bitch! 6 million seconds," and it's like that's the whole fucking like. It's so interesting, man. It's really brilliant to see the. It's almost like a symbiosis. It's really fun to watch.
I mean, he's not trash. Like, man, do you remember that he fucking beat that fucking Dark Souls 3 DLC boss first try? Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
sometimes it's like,
Madeir
oh,
or whatever.
He's got some shit that he's good at. Oh, dude, I didn't see that. Armon confirms Cyborg did play Misery Blade in the beta.
But you also
No, I
played-
didn't. I
Yes,
played.
you
no
did.
one
You beat me
cares.
3-2, bitch.
Dude, where is
Dude,
it?
no one cares if Cyborg
Where
plays
is it?
Misery Blade. It's you
Where
that
is
play that shit. You had that man bun scorpion, and you
I
used
did
that-
have the man bun scorpion because I was cosplaying as Takeda, and it
I
looked like shit.
remember because I had like Thong Baraka with the helmet, the same costume I
Give me
gave
like
him.
3 minutes, guys.
Okay, go for it.
I'm gonna find that shit.
But do it. We've been talking about this for like 6 days. You gotta find that shit. If I'm wrong, I want to know.
Do it, bitch. Do it.
I want do it. Do it.
It's fucking there. I just gotta find it.
Go find it.
Check the tape.
Get off of fucking Combat League. Quit being toxic.
I'm gonna find that shit where you just like talk over our matches, and it's just like you in the background, like your stupid Scorpion. My Baraka's like nowhere to be seen. So let's just
What
throw
are
in some
you
footage.
talking about?
Let's just throw in some footage. Of
Do you hear
Pocket,
this
like,
deep-seated salt? Like he's pulling out like years later. What about this time that
He's
you were a
clearly upset.
motherfucker, dude? Like, ooh, you thought I
Yeah,
forgot about that
he's
shit,
like-
didn't you?
What you were like? Yeah, let's get some shots of me throwing pot a few times. Like
Pot
let's
never
go.
forgets, bitch. He holds grudges for life.
Man, I gotta find that shit.
Do it.
You probably deleted it.
Oh my god.
You're like, no one can know
Jesus,
I played.
I am so lazy. I'm way too lazy to be petty. That's the problem. Like that's ridiculous. Okay, listen. What haven't we talked about? I blew up easy friendships because you're going to hell if you do that shit.
Haven't you
We talked
done
about all
an
this
easy
shit.
friendship?
I've not.
I'm
No,
pretty
I've not
sure.
done one easy friendship.
Mm,
Well,
I've done
okay.
a few.
I know you have. But no, the thing that bugs me is like going into Combat League and after every win, people do an easy friendship. and I gotta sit there and watch that shit, and you didn't even earn it. It's like, dude, come on. If you earned it, I would be fine with it. But you didn't. It's just fucking like you're kind of killing the appeal of the whole deal. As this game is so good at doing, killing fucking hype things.
Yeah.
It just, the legend continues. Okay.
I also kind of don't like that that it doesn't have a requirement outside of competitive matches. I think it should have it in casual matches too. Because the only reason I invite people to casual matches is so I can use different outfits. Because if you invite them to a competitive match, you can't use any outfit other than the first one
Boys,
in your slots.
That's
annoying.
Fucking
Stupid.
That is so stupid.
Super stupid.
Damn. Oh, okay. Well, hang on.
I'm trying to find this shit. I only see like a Rain Reptile versus Cyborg video.
Keep looking.
It's probably in one of those videos that came. I don't remember because it wasn't like a video about the beta. It was like something like Django threw in like the background or something.
Oh my god! I'm gonna have to like.
Yeah, well,
I'm gonna have to like really dig deep here.
Let's dig through that
on the fucking on the podcast live. We're gonna fucking unearth the truth. The people deserve to know that you guys are weird for thinking I would play Misery Blade.
Bitch, I know you fucking did.
Why would I play Misery Blade? Like, why?
When was that shit? It was like March of last year, or was it February?
I think it was March.
D4, have you talked about your Fujin thoughts?
No, but
well, you should, and because I want to do it too.
Okay.
Because I think that there's a lot of good and a lot of bad with Fujin, and your Fujin is so much different than my fucking Fujin.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is so shitty and scrubby. But I just fought this dude. Oh shit! I found a beta video of Django and Cyborg trying to flawless. Oh yeah, the flawless block games. That was tight.
Yeah, we already seen.
But
that
yeah, I don't think that probably doesn't help very much. Yeah, D4. Talk about Fujin.
I like Fujin a lot, but there's a few things I don't understand with him. I like his execution, but some of the inconsistencies with it bother me. Like the tornado thing, you have to be really specific on when you do the meterless tornado.
Yeah.
And like once you get the timing down, it's fine. But some of the meter burn tornado things, like the way you go back and forth, like it's super inconsistent. And I don't really know why. If it was consistent and I could get like the damage I deserve for doing that, like every single time, I'd be way more happier with Variation 1. And kind of the same thing with Variation 2. Like a lot of my conversions I get into the meter burn airwalk thing.
Yeah.
Afterwards, it's just like you have to be so specific on the timing. It's so easy to drop. And like you're not getting like a whole lot of damage off that. You're getting like at most like 30%.
Yeah.
And it's like you have to do a super high execution combo for that. And then like a lot of the time, if you're not on point, it's gonna drop.
It's hard to point out like obviously like what exactly the problem things are, but I feel like at the very root of Fujin there's a weirdness with his inputs and how they work. Like it's like to me like his inputs just feel a little weird and not consistent and a little too like kind of stiff and demanding and especially compared to like some other characters in the game. In this game, like it has some of that shit with other characters, sure, but like I don't know, it just feels a little different with Fujin. They might have done that on purpose, but I don't know, it doesn't really feel super intentional. It doesn't feel polished, I think is probably the best way to put it. It's not bad, but like it doesn't feel like that's actually something that they might have wanted to do, in my opinion. I'm just talking about inputs, like just the raw, like how his inputs work and what cancels into what and his strings and like how to do this, the timings, like
Yeah, I think some of it's like really unintuitive. Like in Variation 1, you can since the air version of the down back 2 is different from the grounded one, you can do like, for instance, if you're at close range, back 1-1, down up the air, like what is it, like the short hop thing, the hover,
the float. It's a
the
divine
float.
wind.
Yeah, so you do back 1-1, float down back 2, and then you can convert off that. Whereas if you do it grounded, you can only convert off the meter burn one. But it's like converting into that and then doing down back 2 is super specific, because if you do it too fast, you get the short hop attack. If you do it too late, it doesn't connect. So it's like there's a lot of shit like that where I'm just like, why what? Why isn't this different? Like, why don't they give you more hit stun if you cancel into the float to get the down back too? If they want you to use that to combo with.
Canceling into sorry, go ahead.
Well, are you gonna say like canceling into like down up is weird?
Yeah, I was gonna say that off of like 4-3 and shit like that. Like that feels so weird sometimes. It's like, dude, I did that exactly the way that it works and the way that I labbed it, and it's like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Canceling into down up, you can't buffer it like every other input in the game. You have to do it a very specific timing.
Yeah.
And it's the same way with like Raiden's teleport. I hate that shit, especially off of strings like back 1-1, 2-1-1, where it's like it's a mashing string, but the third hit you have to cancel it after that hit. So it's like you have like it's such a specific timing, and then doing the down up with that is fucking annoying. Like doing that in a match consistently 100% of the time, you're not gonna be able to do that every single fucking time. You're gonna fuck it up sometimes.
Yeah, and that's kind of a thing with Fujin where it's like the complaint isn't the tools that he's got. Like the cancels into the float and shit are really tight.
Yeah,
it's just. But it kind of makes it even more frustrating if you're doing it and you can't get it when you really feel like you should. And yeah, I mean, I drop shit all the time because I suck, right? But like that's not what that feels like. And I mean, and you're talking about the same thing too. And the stuff that he has is so cool, and it would be fun to do if it came out in ways that like made sense and felt in line with how inputs generally work with other characters in this game.
Yeah. Because I like the execution, but I feel like the execution of the down-up shit and the cancel on the mashing string is just, like, really unintuitive. And even if it worked right, it would be fine. But, like, I feel like it's an unnecessary, like, execution barrier for most players. Like, I've gotten these combos down for the most part, but it's really odd in the first variation.
I haven't played Fujin yet, but the stuff you guys are describing sounds a lot like the problems I had with most characters in Injustice 1. I think the worst kind of execution in a fighting game, especially if the fighting game already doesn't have good execution set up for most of the characters, is the worst kind of execution is the type where your combo drops and you don't know why. That's the worst kind of execution. Because it's hard to build muscle memory around a variable. And that was like 100% of the problem I had with Shazam. Is the combo, the air link would drop and it wouldn't be clear why. And sometimes it would work when my spacing changed. And if I repeated that spacing, it wouldn't work the next time. So the timing wasn't clear. So if you're building muscle memory, it's like, okay, you're building muscle memory doing what? You're not even sure what you did right. That's, to me, what's that?
No, yeah, I'm agreeing. And like, on his down back too, his tornado or whatever it's called, that move, like, if it reminds it, like, it, you know, I feel like Lord Brady a little bit, but it's like the tornado cylinder isn't working properly. I mean, like, because it does change. The hitbox on that fucking thing changes. It kind of like squishes and expands along with the animation sort of on that thing. So, but you can't see any of that shit, and there's no indicating like, okay, this part of the twisty spin of the wind effects is what's gonna, like, no, like, it just doesn't work. And that's I don't know if that is like a cylinder thing, if that is a hitbox issue. I mean, it is a hitbox issue, but is it because like it's animating, or is it something else? Like, I don't know, you can't tell because it's not even something that you can see like a character. It's fucking wind effects, bitch, come on. Like, and that's so fucking frustrating with that move specifically, I feel like.
How much does it vary among the cast? Like, when you try the same combo among different members of the roster, how much variation are you seeing?
It's pretty consistent. I think it's like slightly easier on like males and shit. But like, it does work on like.
There's the whole ketchup and mustard video about it. You have to like do it at different times and shit. It's weird.
Like, once you get the timing down, it is like consistent, but it is weird. Like, I was getting frustrated with it at first.
And again, like,
I really had to learn it.
Yeah, like that's something that's so cool is like, it's so sick whenever it works. Like, this is a cool fucking move you gave this guy, and he can do some cool shit with it. Stop, come on, just let me do it. Just let me do cool shit. If I lab it and I can do it, let me do it. Don't drop because of some shit that is like, you can't even really tell what it is, and you can't lab it really. But I
hate to unearth this topic again because we just finished blowing up NRS for this, but again, this is what happens. We don't put good combo options in your game because in Tekken, I play Heihachi, right? If I do my electric and do a combo, I have a bread and butter combo I use for most of the cast, And I have an alternate combo I use for Lucky Chloe because she drops out my bread and butter for whatever reason. But it sounds like this is the Fujin combo. This is your main combo and your only combo option in this setup. Am I wrong about that?
I think Fujin actually has a lot of combo options. He's a ton of.
Okay, say a little bit more about that. So, well, if that's the case, then what's the problem then?
Well,
Can you not do a different combo?
Yeah, but it's not optimal if you don't.
I asked D4 to go first because he plays a different variation than I do, and his Fujin is completely different than mine. I don't even use the variation that has the tornado, but I fucked around with it, and like, yeah, that feels really fucking weird to me.
I played both.
I'll talk about Cyclone in a minute, but I wanted to hear D4's thoughts on Fujin first because, like, me and D4 are like, come on. Super Fujin fangirls over here. And we're not the only ones. Like, come on. That character, everyone loves that dude now. Which is great. It's really fucking sick. And I'm really happy with Fujin, and hopefully that's clear. Even though that we are, like, blowing shit up a lot, like, I am having a lot of fun playing Fujin, and I really like what they did with Fujin.
You know,
I soft flushed him. I was just like, he has a lot of those, like, dial-up combos, like fucking Katana. And I was just like playing them, and you have to like cancel it visually, and I'm just like this, and it's like for not even that much damage.
Pot's a
like,
RoboCop main now.
Oh, that is true, and Shiva, but Shiva's like brain dead. Like you could do like barely anything, get like 50%.
Was there anything else? Yeah. Was there anything else you want to say about your Fujin, D4?
No, but I like playing him. I like don't hate his execution. I think he's honestly like more interesting than a lot of the cast, but I just wish some shit was more consistent.
Well,
for the most part.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
What were you gonna say?
Talk a little bit about that thing that Tim said about like the different combo options he has and how his combo options are similar and different than the rest of the cast.
It depends on like variation. His first variation, like he can, like in the corner, he gets the short hop into the float. And it's because the down back to the tornado has different properties depending on the air one or the grounded one, and then depending on distance as well. He can it's like the whole thing with the tornado like launching depending on whether he's close or not. Like if he's far away a bit, then it'll launch. If he's like too close, then it doesn't launch. So like in the corner, you can't do like point blank shit. You have to kind of like space it.
Yeah.
And that creates like some annoying fucking shit. Like I get confused sometimes. Like after like a jump kick, I'll do like 4-2 into tornado, and you have to move back slightly and then forward, so it doesn't so it launches. And it's like you get used to shit like that.
Yeah, you can.
But it's also like some shit like in his second variation after like you do the flight combo into the drop into the cancel into the 4-2 float. You have to delay it slightly so you get to launch after, and it's super inconsistent to me because sometimes I delay it more and it'll launch farther, and then sometimes if you don't delay it enough, then it'll drop them too quick, so you can't do your follow up. That shit's annoying to me.
Yeah, you played the second variation too, though. Like so.
Yeah, I played the second one more than the first.
So talk about that one though, because that variation in the way that you're playing it looks fucking crazy, but it looks sick. The Skywalker shit and. The needle sword or whatever. Talk about that shit.
Needle sword.
Whatever, dude.
Yeah, I basically just play him as like I play him too safe because I'm not like a maniac player. I was playing Combat League today, and like I play him way too safe. I think a lot of more maniac players will enjoy that shit. But I was just using the needle for like pressure and shit, and like I'm not good at like doing the random like airwalk into fucking cancels into like whatever.
Bitch, you were doing that shit when we fought. You were doing all kinds of wild shit flying all
like
over
at
the
first
place.
I was, but then I'm like, I've been playing him more as like a pressure character with the needle shit.
Dropping into like cancel that shit into
that
like
stuff looks so cool. Like fucking like doing the Skywalker, they're coming down and doing the thing, and then you get the knee, and then the shit that you do where you can like follow him up with the Skywalker, go into like the tornado push thing over into the corner and whatever else. Like he just looks like he has a lot of fucking swaggy shit. I haven't messed around with that variation. Yeah. Like I want to mess with it more just because of that shit.
Yeah, his corner combo with the knee crushing blow is like my favorite combo in the game. That is so sick. Like I love that shit. Yeah, he is tight. Like I do really like playing him. It's just like I wish that variation had the tattoos too. The second variation.
And that's what I'm saying. Like I really hope that these issues that we're talking about are just QA issues, because those will get fixed eventually. Like with inputs and inconsistencies, and they could be. It is possible. Like it's not.
Yeah.
It's definitely reasonable that could be the situation, especially because of all the other little quirks and bugs that we've seen him have so far. Like man, and I hope that stuff gets ironed out. And if it does get ironed out, that character is going to be so much fucking fun to play and crazy and just look sick in this game. And no other character looks anywhere near as sick doing cool shit as Fujin does. In my opinion.
Yeah, I'm excited to see him in tournament and shit. See what people do with him.
Ninja Kills was pretty tight. From what
I gotta watch that.
And in the variation that I play, I've really just stuck with Cyclone, third variation. And that one, like instead of doing the tornado, you get the airlift. I do wish the airlift was less like really, really situational. I wish that you could use that more in different situations. But man, I fucking love chucking them off the fucking screen like it's a Killer Instinct combo. Like that shit is so fucking tight. And I just want to be able to do it more.
I wish you could like combo grounded opponents. Maybe not like just by itself. Like maybe that whiffs, but like if you press a button like 1-2 or something into that, then it works. Because it's like it is hard to follow up like combo off that shit.
It is.
Yeah.
Like, it's really fucking
consistently.
Tough. And like with the Tatsu too, like I love what that shit does. It blows a lot of people's minds. I fought a lot of Scorpion players, like they're scrubs, but whatever. I mean, I am too, but it's fun because it's like most of the time in this game, if you're playing Scorpion, you're completely okay jumping backwards and then doing a teleport, right? But if you do that against Fujin, I can chase your ass down with a Tatsu and knock you out before you do that shit. And like it blows people's minds because they're like, "Oh my god, I don't know what to do now. You're not playing Mortal Kombat 11. What the hell? This is crazy." And people are getting pissed, which is funny because it's always funny. But they hate that shit. I was fighting a Scorpion just a minute ago. He was like, "Well, I didn't have the chat up, so all I could see was his microphone thing going off." But like man, but he just kept doing it. Like he come up for pressure, do a backflip, like jump backwards, and go for the teleport. But I could just follow him right up with the Tatsu and carry him off the screen. This shit's tight.
Yeah, I saw
They
some
need to
tech,
fix
too.
Bald Shiva. That shit is too much.
Yeah, that is ugly.
Shiva has she has a few issues too. But man, yeah, like I am really happy with the design of Fujin. I just hope and design both appearance wise and his tool set. I just hope that they polish it a little more and refine it and get it to where it feels like it was meant to go.
I agree.
Fujin's tight. And I mean, like, and that's also another thing that I feel like it's important to point out with all these other, criticisms that we're giving of the game and Aftermath specifically. Fujin's not really one of them. Fujin is really fucking sick, and they did a great job with that character.
Yeah, that's the only reason I've been even playing anymore is Fujin. He's like, I still like have a really like disdain for the game. I get pissed playing it, but Fujin's like the one thing where I'm like, I do enjoy playing him, and I'm glad I finally get to play him.
I mean, yeah,
he's fucking sick.
He is fucking sick. I'm so happy that I have another character to play, a second character in this game. That just feels fun and shit. And yeah, and that even more so makes me hope that is a QA issue and he does get polished up. He's so good. They did a great job with Fujin. Period. So
yeah.
Props for that part, NRS.
It makes for a good streaming experience, I'll say that, because one of the things when I'm at work, like I often have your stream up just as like background noise, right?
Okay.
And every once in a while, I look at the matches to see who's playing, and part of me is always hoping Down 4 will lose, especially if he's fighting Sub-Zero, because the Salt is so entertaining. I really enjoy the post Sub-Zero Salt rant.
Bitch, I was getting so pissed like the last time we played. Like I got so quiet.
Yeah, we could tell.
You started going. You went like so try hard on our last match.
Pot, dude. I was like, dude.
I did like two staggers in a row. he didn't fucking flinch, and then he like threw me. I was like, what the fuck? Like, usually like stop blocking immediately after one stagger. So I was like, damn.
I mean, this shit is like, I get it. It's not. I'm not like, I don't know. I'm not trying to be trolly, but it's like, man, you were beating me, and you were still so fucking salty about that shit.
Yeah, I get pissed even when I win because I'm like, I played like shit. I shouldn't be losing to this shit. Like, even when I win, I get pissed.
I am having fun with Fujin though, and boy, does that make me happy about this game.
Yeah, when Fujin works, like I love him. Like I'm like, fuck, this is so sick.
What were you gonna say, Pot?
I don't remember. I don't think I was gonna say anything.
Harmon posted, quote, "I'm not being quiet, Pot."
Oh, I did say that.
Yeah.
I don't know if, like, when people tell me they get pissed when they win, stuff like that makes me just never want to go back to the game, like, ever in my life.
I mean, I get pissed when I win in like any fighting game. Sometimes I'm just like, I don't know. It just depends. Like sometimes people just do like the weirdest shit. I'm like, what the fuck would you even do that?
I don't know, man. Like, in Guilty Gear, I don't feel that way at all. I really enjoy winning in that game. Grand Blue 2, like, that pose Soris does when he goes into a super, that's me, like, after every Grand Blue match I win. I love that game so much. Street Fighter 4, I've been playing Street Fighter 4 lately, and I'm having a blast. I'd love to play that game with people. I really just want to have fun playing fighting games. And when I see people play MK11, and they're just salting off shit for like 5 minutes after every match. Although I love that is so entertaining. I should probably clip that before Twitch deletes the archive.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that makes me not want to play the game again. It's
I gotta
funny what
download
happens
that
to other
stream.
people. Like, I don't know. It's tough, man. I like Fujin. Like I said in the last Warrior Shrine. No, I didn't. I said in the Warrior Shrine before the last Warrior Shrine that I didn't like the price point, but I'll buy it because I love Fujin that much. And then, like 3 days later, I'm like sobered up. I'm like, I'm not gonna pay $40 fucking.
Yeah.
So
I don't blame you for it at all.
But I doubt I'm even gonna lap him, to be honest with you.
Damn.
Man,
I mean, it makes sense though.
Yeah, no, I get it.
The price point thing is fucking lame. I hate that.
That is, yes, absolutely. I agree with that shit. And really, the only thing that makes me not like 100% regret doing that is that I got that sub skin, because I need a fucking sub skin in this game. God damn it! And his stuff that he already had was like, I'm tired of looking at that shit. Get out of here.
That's how they entice you, though. They got you.
Oh, yeah, they did. Like, listen, those guys are good.
Like,
they know what they're doing.
Here's some skins you can't get unless you pre-order the fucking $40 thing.
Bitch, I was gonna buy that shit as soon as they showed that teaser trailer. Before they even showed who the fuck was coming out that portal, I was like, where the fuck I buy that shit at?
I mean, like, literally the two things that made me want to buy it. I wasn't gonna buy it. I was just gonna watch that shit on YouTube. But like, I thought that maybe they would do a early access thing, which I guess they kind of did. But and the fucking deception skin, like, it looked really good. It looked so good in game. I love that skin. And I was not a fucking fan of that shit beforehand. I think I'm one of the few people that's like, deception sub looks not good. It looks stupid. He has genie pants.
Amazing! I didn't know that. Like, we've been doing the show for how many years, and I did not know you didn't like that skin.
Well, I don't like it from the waist down because he looks like he's wearing fucking genie pants and pointy boots. Like, fuck off with that shit. But they took
Dragon Ball Z.
They took that shit off of the deception skin in the game, so he looks cool. He does look really cool in that shit.
I want to also add, it's not a price point thing. If it was $80 and I actually enjoyed playing the game and I was looking forward to Fujin, I would have paid it. I would have absolutely paid it. And I would have had a blast doing sets. But when I look at the meta, I don't want to pay $40 when I could be playing Guilty Gear or Soul Calibur or Grand Blue, right? So
I mean, I didn't have a fucking choice. Fujin's in this game. I don't care what kind of Mortal Kombat it is. I'm gonna play him. Otherwise, I might as well not. Otherwise that would have made all the bitching that I've done for the past billions of years, and well since the Warrior Shrine started, obviously, like, not matter. It's like, you got Fujin and you're still not fucking playing the game. I've been complaining about him for a billion years. I'm gonna fucking play Fujin, and I'm playing him. God damn it. And I'm having fun with it, luckily. I'm really fucking glad I am. But like, if I did all that bitching and I didn't play him, like, I really wouldn't have that much room to do that shit from now on.
I thought about that a lot. That honestly, that is something that I think about quite a bit. So the voice in my head is like saying, listen, Temp, if you're not going to buy Fujin after asking for him for 14 years, you never get to bitch about Lee May not being in the game ever again. And my response to that is maybe. I don't 100% think that's true.
It's complicated. It's icky, and it's icky like moral, ethical kind of icky, and which means it's hella objective and varies from person to person. But like that, but yeah, I can't shake that thought, that exact thing that you just said. So yeah. I'm not gonna like continue, doing shit. And because I plan to be bitching about shit for years to come. So
I don't know if I do, man. That's the thing. Like I'm
gonna be bitching about something. I mean, like it doesn't have to be Mortal Kombat. Like whatever. There's gonna be something I'm gonna be bitching about. I'm sure.
I think that's the problem of doing this show for so long is I don't know if there's new things to even say. I think I've bitched enough. To be honest with you, I think I've said it all. I'll say it to prove a point if I feel like that point needs to be proven. Because I think everyone's on the same page for Breakers, but I still think there's a lot of disagreement on stuff that needs to be resolved. Don't keep saying that shit, right? But I mean,
go ahead.
I don't know if I want to wait 4 more years for my other favorite characters, man. I have a...
I agree with you. Yeah. And I'm not, like, fucking, like, on the edge of my seat waiting for, like, whatever game comes next. I'm going to be, like, I'll be happy when it comes out, but it's, like, that's not what I'm planning my fucking life around.
It's a different world now, too. When MKX came out, like, there was no Street Fighter V. There was no Soul Calibur 6, right? There was no... there was no Tekken. Tekken wasn't out yet. We were stuck with shitty netcode Tekken 6 and Tekken Tag 2, right?
Yeah, early 2017.
And if I played Tekken Tag 2, there still wasn't any competition like among our circles yet. So
yeah, no, the situation's definitely changed. I am glad that I do have one new thing that I can say now, and it's brand fucking new. I'm having fun playing Fujin. And that's something that I'm really glad that I get to say now.
Yeah,
because I didn't think that I would ever be able to say that, honestly.
Yeah, that's pretty much me. Like, I'm probably not gonna stick with the game. Like, I mean, I'll play Fujin for like a while, but once that like honeymoon phase is over, and once the problems of the game start to creep in more and more, where I'm like, today was really bad. Like, I got sick of playing combat.
Man, yeah.
After like a fucking 5 minutes, I'm like,
it's funny. Like, all of us had like different things that happened to us in Combat League today.
Yeah,
just like, man,
it was awful. But I really do like Fujin. Like, I'm just, like you said, like, if I didn't play him after this long, like, that would be a blow up. And because he is like,
I don't know, man. I don't know if that's true.
God, and they could have fucking turned him into a cabal, dude.
Like, that was so important to me for MKX, and I was so fucking heartbroken after KP2 for MKX and KP1, and like just finally getting him now, like I was very happy about that, and I think they did him really great. Like, it's hard to say if he would be. Because I was always like, maybe I would prefer Fujin than MKX, but I'm kind of glad that he got an MK11 because, like, he's the only character in the game I'm like super happy with on like so many levels.
Yeah, he looks good. He plays good. His story shit's pretty. His story shit is good.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, like it's a big fucking deal. I mean, like, yeah, and I can say that, yeah, I'm having a blast playing Fujin. I'm not gonna be fucking grinding out Combat League for years to come. That's not like, that's definitely not what I'm saying. I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get a little bored of it at some point. Like, yeah, sure, but like, I still get to like have this bit where I'm having fun with the character and get to enjoy it for a while. And like I said, I feel genuinely like lucky that I get to do that, and surprised because I didn't expect that. Like, I'd gotten to the point with this character that I was, really cynical about it, and just like, it's just not gonna fucking happen, and I don't want to waste like processing power worrying about or really thinking about or hoping that it's gonna happen, and I didn't. But it happened, and it's cool. And those two things together, it happened and it's cool. That's something that I am thankful for, and I'm thankful to NRS for it.
Yeah, they did good with Fujin.
And that doesn't mean it's perfect, obviously. That's not no.
Yeah, that doesn't mean the game's good.
No,
Like-
that's no. Fujin's good. Mortal Kombat 11 is. It has a lot of. It's another story.
Yeah, I'm literally like stunned he turned out as good as he did because
It's so
I was
surprising.
I had a lot of anxiety that he would be super fucking whack.
Yeah, dude. They could have like turned
Or
him. They could have
bald.
caballed him, dude. Like, yeah, they
Yeah,
could have.
his concept art is trash.
Oh my god, I don't know
Yeah,
what
that
was going on in
was
I
that.
haven't
whack.
seen it.
You want to?
You
Oh
haven't
my
seen it?
god.
No, I have not seen it.
Help
Post
this
that
man.
shit.
I have
It's
it.
ass,
Where is this
dude.
shit? I have this
Post-
shit right here. Oh, dude, how did you not see this shit?
He has shit with like his hair floating. Like, it
Dude,
looks like
Pod, don't do
he's coming
spoilers. Stop that. Come on. Because we need a live reaction right now. Ugh, what is that? Oh, here it is. Temp Lives reacts to Fujin concept art. Okay, here, I'm posting it in the thing.
It's so ugly.
Let's see. What the fuck? He's literally Hotaru in one of them. Like, what the fuck is this fucking mustache?
Dude,
Dude, that's some Green Arrow shit. Like,
That's.
I don't
They're
know
all
what that
trash.
is. I don't know
The
what.
one where he's wearing like a sweater. It's like some fur. I was like, what is that?
Yeah, he looks like a 17-year-old Final Fantasy character in the second one.
Now, luckily, they had another artist who was not a retard.
Yeah, that looks good. That
Yeah,
looks
and,
better.
and turned out something that's like, oh, that might be Fujin. If I saw a picture of those other dudes up there, I would never say that's Fujin.
He's literally a fucking bird in the fourth one. Like, I don't fucking get it.
I don't know, like, and that's something else that I would love to do with a lot of shit. As far as this stuff goes, I would love to be able to like ask an interested employee who like works in this department or whatnot. Like, okay, this the bad art right here. What was what was the thinking? Like, you know, this is kind of what we think we might want to do with the character. Try something in this direction, and he came back with that. I want to know what direction that they kind of thought that made them come up with that. And I also want to know what the direction was that made them come up with the Raiden-looking Fujin over here on the other side.
yeah, because they're so different.
They're hella different.
It's
Like, I mean, you can tell those are completely different artists. That's a different thing, and that's how a lot of concept art goes.
If we had gotten fourth Fujin on this list, man, I don't think I would have ever stopped laughing till the day I fucking died.
I don't know why
Is
you're
that
laughing.
where-
Trailer came out, he was wearing that
Hairs
fucking. What's up?
Whichever one where his hair's like levitating. That one cracks me
That's
up.
the second one, yeah. The weird.
Yeah, that one's whack.
It's like they talk about it like it's smoke hair from MK9, but it's so much worse than smoke hair. Like, I don't know what that is. Hair floats like it's underwater. What the hell are you smoking,
Look at the
dude?
description.
Are you
Yes, no.
retarded? Like, but again, like I want to ask, like, what drove you to this retardation? Like, what?
Can you imagine that in cutscenes and shit?
How did you
Hell
see
no.
Fujin, MK4 Fujin, MK Armageddon Fujin, MK11 Fujin, and you drew that? Tell me. I want to know. I just
I
want to
don't
know.
know, man. Like,
I want to
if-
hear it.
If you boot up Aftermath and Fujin comes out in this Jim Steinman cover art bullshit, like, I don't know if I would have ever stopped fucking laughing. Oh my god.
I don't know why you're laughing. I didn't laugh. I was like, I was
like,
embarrassed for them. I was like, this looks like as bad as some of the really bad Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance through Armageddon concept art. And there's some
like some
whack
junk
This is
concept art.
way
shit.
worse.
But
I
like,
don't know, dude. They'd be like, let's see how we can wow him now. Like, they just give him like some random ass shit.
Man.
I just don't know how you look at the previous appearances of Fujin and come up with that other shit over there.
The first one looks almost okay if the guy drawing it was like not fucking up the face. Like, he
What's
doesn't
the
even look like he has a ponytail. It looks like he has one very long, thick dreadlock.
What's that shit
Yeah, that
hanging
looks
off the
fucking
front of his
weird.
face though? Like, I can't even tell what that thing is supposed to be.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
It looks like, God, it's fucking awful. But
He almost gave an MK9 smoke here. I'm fucking laughing my ass off.
I mean, yeah, dude. Like, what do you? Part of me feels like the artist was like, I really want to push for that first one, and that first one is pretty similar to one of his
I think the idea is good, yeah.
skins.
It's pretty similar to the story one.
And he was like, he was really happy with that one, and he won it. So he's like, I'm gonna draw 4 really shitty ones. So they're definitely not gonna pick those.
Dude, that is smart though, man. That's actually.
And yeah, no, that's a strat.
That's some tech, yeah.
That's
a real like marketing strategy. Like a lot of animators in the '90s, when they were making kids shows, if they wanted a joke that they were worried would get censored out, they'd write 3 more raunchier jokes.
Yeah.
And those would get taken out, and those would eclipse the one they actually wanted in. Yeah. Animaniacs was famous for that.
Were they? Yeah, I've heard similar stuff about like, a lot of like MPAA shit too with that. The same kind of idea. Like, well, okay, you give us this, and we'll give you this other shit that I know was really ass, and whatever. Like, it's fine. It's a good strat, and if that's what they were going for, then man, they crushed it. Because these 4 look like.
Well, I still want to know how they landed on Nightwolf's primary. I still don't know what that shit is.
I actually think it's fine without the helmet. Once you take the helmet off, I actually don't have a problem.
Well, here's the thing, like, fucking Nightwolf, I'd still recognize that as Nightwolf. These 4 motherfuckers, I would never in a million years say that's
No, 5 motherfuckers, because I think this part's important. I'm pretty sure the guy who drew this shit actually liked the 5th Fujin. So he drew this weird bird shit for part 4, so no one would see how bad part 5 was. That's what I think is going on.
You think that he liked number 5?
I don't know why else they would have drawn that.
Why would they draw any of that shit?
They're all bad.
Christmas Fujin number 4? Like, what the hell?
Part 5 looks like Oliver Queen. Like, I don't like that at all.
It looks so fucking weird, dude. But like, yeah, that other one, you can tell, and this one, right?
One is weird too. Like, I don't know. He looks like an elf to me.
Seeing
like
the
a
different
Middle
versions
Earth
of that
elf.
one too is really cool, and you can really tell these are 2 completely different brains coming up with this shit.
Oh, I haven't
5
seen
is
these.
really weird. That looks like a Shinnok skin.
And which one? The one with the staff?
No, the one before that.
Oh.
3 isn't terrible, but that's not a Fujin outfit.
And it's also just a thing where it's like, again, I am incredibly surprised that Fujin turned out as good as he did, because man, they could have cabaled him. And some of these skins were well on their way to caballing him if they had made the wrong choice. Jesus.
Yeah, if they picked 2, that would have been like literally like a bottom 5 design for me in the game.
I don't even know. I probably couldn't even play him, honestly. If that made it into the game, I'm like, well, I don't know what that is.
Out of the first ones with the levitating hair?
Hashtag not my Fujin. Yeah, the second one is levitating hair.
Yeah, that's like some... I don't know what it is. It's like a weird, like... I want to say Lady Gaga, like...
And I mean, like, I feel bad because I don't want to, like, completely shit on some artist who's, like...
It's like some Aquaman shit. Like,
it is. Like, it has a very, like, submarinian whatever type vibe for some reason.
Save it for the water god. Like, don't put it on him.
Yeah.
So like, rather than just say that artist sucked and they had shitty ideas, I would rather be like, okay, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Maybe you hated all those other ones and you drew them shitty on purpose, so you get the ones you like.
Well, it's not personal. I'm not saying like.
No,
that,
I know. I'm just like
a bad person, like. But I mean, to be fair though, whoever drew that bird shit, I don't think had any respect for the previous designs of Fujin. If they thought he should look like a bird.
Well, the bird one would look cool if he didn't have, like, if he was just like shirtless and had the bottom half and the gauntlets.
Wait, which one is the bird one?
No, that's not.
Are you talking about number 4?
Oh, 4?
Number 4, if he had the same pants, same gauntlets, but not that vest shit.
No, that would still look like trash. That would look.
Dude, I
bad.
can't even tell what the fuck's on his vest.
He looks like a fucking
feathers.
Christmas tree for some reason. Like, I don't know what he's going for there, dude. Weird ass, sexy Father Christmas.
I like the pants though. I think the pants are tight and the waist thing.
I
is
do
tight.
I think they looked at Armageddon for that one because that like waist thing definitely looks kind of like Armageddon's, and like the robe thing. But I don't know where he got the feathers from. That shit.
Dude, they're just like air birds. Let's go. Like,
I mean, yeah, that. You're
at
right.
least he
Birds are in
wasn't,
the
like,
air.
Bald. He wasn't like bald or something. God. Like I kept telling D4, I was like, watch, he's either gonna be bald or he's gonna have a mohawk. He's gonna have one of them.
I thought he might. His hair might be fucked up, or he'd have.
Well, we got Kazuya hair.
Yeah, well, yeah. I still hate that shit.
Virgil hair is not like awful though. Like it's.
I don't like it.
I mean, it's not awful in the sense of like, offensive and objectively looks bad. It's not Fujin, which is one thing, but it's like it's not a hairstyle that's just really weird and ugly and badly created.
Could you imagine, like,
Yeah.
if Kotal Khan wore that?
What?
Like that Kazuya hair, like on his like naked skin, he just had that hair.
Which one are you talking about? Are you talking about one of these or the one in the game?
The one in the game, on the classic one, but he has like the short hair. If that short hair was like on
Yeah.
Kotal's like naked costume, that would look so ugly.
I prefer that to bald.
Why would you?
Well-
That sounds awful. Why were we even talking about that? That sounds terrible. What the
We're
hell
going
did
on a
you
little while on
post?
this, so we should probably move on to
I
the Street Fighter
guess.
stuff.
Listen,
I
you're
don't know.
right.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I don't know how many times I can call Fujin a bird, man.
Wow. Listen.
Comma, man.
I didn't think that concept art comment would fucking lead to that.
Yeah. Well, also, it's up to you guys. Do you want to do questions as well?
I mean, I wouldn't mind doing a few, but it's up to you guys.
I'm down.
Let's knock out Street Fighter real quick.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's jump on
On the
Street Fighter.
fucking question.
Well, I don't know. How does it work with the new streaming setup? When we take 5, is that like, do you just clip that out, or how does that work?
Yeah, I can clip that out. It's not. It doesn't matter. We can do it either way. Everything's easy.
All right, cool. Yeah. What do you guys think of the leaked characters?
Who are they? Remind me who they are first.
Elena, Oro, Rose, Rolento, and I'm missing one, guys. Who am I missing? Oh, Viper and Viper.
Viper?
Let me just write this shit down, dude.
I
Well,
think it's fake. Too many women. And I'm not sexist. I just think it's too many women
oh
for
man, you
Capcom.
bigot.
Dude, I like all of those characters. Like, I
Oro
just
sounds
don't think
hype,
Capcom-
obviously.
I don't think they would do all 3 of those females.
I think it makes perfect sense because that's their costume money. I think that it's easy
Yeah, that's
cash for these
true.
more females, man.
I
I
mean,
didn't think about that.
obviously, you know, Temp mains hoes, so there's a lot of hoes in that lineup.
We'll get to that.
But yeah, for me, like, the only one of those characters that I'm interested in is Oro. But I am really interested in Oro's. Oro's sick, so that
Well, I
would be
love
cool.
Rolento, but I also love Sada.
I heard that
so-
about you. You and Rolento.
Yeah, I love Rolento and I love Sodom. I love both of them.
Okay. Listen, I didn't say anything.
They're both
You
sick.
don't gotta get defensive. What?
You
I
are
love them.
extremely defensive, pod.
Yeah.
I was getting defensive.
Joking, I'm fucking.
Why do you love Rolento?
Dude, Rolento is so sick.
Yeah, but why?
Yeah, why?
Why? Because he like has grenade. Dude, that super where he like has you on the garrote wire and like chokes you, and like he has like all those dudes like hanging from the ceiling. That shit is tight.
I'm actually with Pod on this. I don't love Rolento, but I think loving Rolento is a thing that makes a lot of sense. He's got his own style of mobility that I don't think anyone else has.
He's a pot character. Like,
He's got a plunger.
He has a diverse arsenal. I think the concept not only looks good, but it looks like a concept, which is not true of a lot of characters. A lot of characters look like random shit or birds.
Speaking
So
of,
I-
yeah, I was gonna say. Uh-huh.
So yeah, I absolutely see it.
in Patriot Circle, that shit is tight. Like, he has Rekkas, he has like the bombs, he like has the pole pogo and like flying around all over the place. Like, he's tight.
There's just a lot of personality to that character, and I thought the Ibuki stuff in Cross Tekken was really funny.
Yeah, dude, he kept calling her like private or whatever. That shit was tight.
That's tight.
So I wrote Alana in the fucking list, but yeah, I get it. I mean, he's not my pick, but I don't know. I get super butthurt when people rip on DeCapre, and I don't understand why people don't like that character.
I just don't find
So-
her super interesting.
Well, I understand
I
why
don't-
you like
I don't-
that character, Temp.
Y'all blended together. I didn't hear either.
Go for it, D4.
No. Well, you can go first. I didn't have shit to say.
What were you gonna say? I don't even know what I was gonna say. Now
don't
we both
remember
ate
now.
each other's thoughts. God damn it.
I would like to put on record that when I asked people why they didn't like DeCapre, Downforce said he didn't have shit to say. So I'm gonna write that down and hold that shit.
Oh, why I just don't find her interesting. Like, I don't really like her design. I don't really like her. I haven't seen much of her gameplay. I didn't play that much. So.
She was tight.
It's good. Like, it's really smart stuff in my opinion. I think it animates really well. Also, I think just in terms, she has like, it's just an interesting take on a character. There's a lot of charge elements. There's a lot of like piano elements. Her pressure is safe based on distance. I think there's a lot of really.
Did
cool
you say
stuff.
piano elements?
I believe her daggers are piano input. I could be wrong about that.
Yeah, I think it's rapid. Yeah, like tap.
You mean like plinking?
And Lisa confirms as well. And she has a teleport that leads to like really cool Oki mix-ups.
Oki?
But anyway, we don't need to go into Capri tangent. It's frustrating that I see all these people don't like rip on this character, and I don't understand why.
I just think like for me, it's like as a pick, I wouldn't be hype at all for DiCaprio.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't want
You're so
DiCaprio.
quiet, D4. I gotta get you louder.
Yeah, I think. I mean, that goes for all of them, though, dude. I don't want any of my favorite characters to be the last 5. I'd rather them just be in Street Fighter 6, man.
I just don't know when Street Fighter 6 is even happening. That's the only thing. That's why I'm like, just give me Oro at this point, because I actually want to see him in 5 too. After Gil and Seth happened, I was actually hoping they'd do more characters.
I want to get the story run back with fucking Beardy, Akuma, and Oro because they're rivals in the story.
That would be tight.
I mean,
they're not really
Viper makes sense to me too. Like, I feel like she'd really benefit from like the V trigger and V skill shit.
Which character?
Viper.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I wonder how her execution will be. Because she was super hard in 4, wasn't she?
She was hard in Marvel too. Like, she's always hard.
I liked her a lot more in Marvel, though. I thought Viper in Marvel was a lot more interesting. I honestly never. I think the character is okay. The hair is kind of fucking stupid. But
She looks like an SNK character.
I think she's
yeah,
hard.
she plays like one too. Like her inputs are just super awkward in my opinion. But I would like to see a redesign of Viper. I think they could do on both levels, gameplay and visual design.
Mm-hmm.
I think they could do some cool shit. But
I've always liked her design. The suit.
She's a literal MILF. Like, she has a kid.
Yeah, it's in her story.
Story?
Yeah, I think Rose, Oro, and Viper make sense. Elena and Rolento are the only two I'm like, like Elena makes sense though because she's thick.
Where the fuck is Sodom though?
I would not expect Rolento. Like that's not one I would have expected, but like I could see this being real for sure.
I think it would be strange to make Rolento a final DLC character again. I think that's
Yeah.
Same thing with
That's
Elena.
weird. In which Oro order would it be in? Is the thing.
I still think it'd be like
Same time.
one entirely new character. I think it's going to be one female, one Street Fighter 2 rep, and then the other 2 or whatever.
They have all the World Warriors though, right?
No, they don't have
Fei Long.
T-Hawk. They don't have Fei Long.
And DJ.
Yeah, or DJ.
I love DJ. I like T-Hawk a lot, but I like DJ
You
quite
love
a bit.
DJ?
And DJ.
I love DJ too. DJ
Who don't you love, Punch?
DJ's a better
There's a lot-
Guile. He's a better designed Guile in my opinion.
There's lots of characters I don't like Talim. I hate that bitch.
Talon. Okay.
Yeah,
But I don't like hate fighting game characters. I don't hate like any MK character either.
No, I hate some fighting game characters.
I hate some fighting game
Fighter
characters.
Seth. I hate Jackie. I do legit hate a lot of
God, it's so fun that like I say fun, but
Armand's
like
mad at me, but I don't know what I said. I said so many things, Armand. You gotta tell me what you're mad
Oh,
at.
you said he's a better designed Guile and Armand.
Yeah,
Guile.
fight me.
oh shit.
I think DJ's fucking whack.
Dude, he's tight. The Sobot
You know,
shit.
He's got
the only
maracas, doesn't
American-
he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got the
What's
fucking
wrong with
pocket
maracas?
maracas.
Isn't he the only American designed Street Fighter character?
He is.
Guile or
DJ.
DJ,
Guile was not designed by
I
an
just answered
American.
the question. Yeah.
No American would ever design an American that looks like Guile.
Yeah.
I don't remember what I was saying. Oh yeah, there's plenty of fucking characters that I hate.
You know,
But
Mike
it's-
Ross actually main DJ for a while.
Oh my
This year.
God.
Oh my god. Dude, what? He's probably gonna be annoying. If he was in.
DJ.
I'm really hoping against Rose, though. I really don't want Rose in this game.
Yeah. I knew you'd be like, fuck. I think
They're
she's
gonna,
probably
like-
gonna get in though.
They're gonna take away her scarf, and she's gonna be throwing tarot cards and shit. It's not even gonna be the same Rose.
Yeah, she's gonna be a bald robot. I mean, even if she was cool, though, that doesn't solve my problem. Like, I don't want to put Rose in a dying game. That's not my. Honestly, I like
That's
Street
true.
Fighter 5 a lot, man. It's not like Street Fighter 4, which was in a bad place when it ended. Like Street Fighter V, I think is genuinely a very good game. But I don't know.
Yeah, I get
Should you
it.
roll back rows? I don't fucking.
Yeah, they really. That's the thing is like they need to fix the fucking netcode. Like more than anything, like why are they adding more characters without?
I
seeing
mean,
that?
but that's a whole other issue. That's a big. That's
I know,
that's a
I'm just
Japanese
saying, like,
issue.
It surprises me that they're not.
Yeah,
That they're
it
doing
does
another
too.
season.
I don't think it's a Japanese issue anymore because Marvel Infinite had good netcode, so Capcom figured out their system. They got it down.
Well, didn't like Street Fighter Cross Tekken have good netcode?
No.
No, it didn't.
It didn't.
No.
No.
Well, so there's one that has good netcode.
For Capcom, yes, I can only think of one.
I mean, for
fighting game.
Japanese made
Other
fighting
than-
games.
Other than their
Oh, there's a bunch.
Hmm.
I can't think of another Japanese rollback game right now.
I don't think there is.
Strive.
I mean, we saw how quickly all of those fucking Evo games got booted off the fucking thing because they're not viable at all
Last Blade
online.
is a Japanese game, but it's like by Code Mystics or whatever. I
Yeah,
don't
the
think
ports have good netcode, but those are ports.
Okay, yeah, and Code Mystics is an American studio, or maybe they're Canadian. They're one of the two.
I think he said Canadian.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my piece on Street Fighter. Django, did you want to see anyone instead? Do you like any of these characters, or would you rather have someone else?
I like
Gino
Oro.
plays with Akuma.
I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with Oro and how they.
I want Gin.
How
Gin
that's
is
gonna
sick.
Gan can suck a dick.
That seems hard.
I mean, they said he's dead, but
Yeah, I like Gin. Why suck dick Gin?
yeah, Gin is sick.
I don't
You
know. I'm
like
just
old
talking about
Chinese
Oro
guys?
right now. Oro is
Yeah, Oro's better than Gin. Fuck Gin.
yeah. I
They
really
can
want to
have
see
two
Oro.
old guys.
my
What's wrong with
God.
having two?
I mean, I'm not big on the Oro hype, to be honest with you. I like Gin significantly better than Oro because Oro's an
Yeah.
ugly asshole with his nuts out. I don't
Dude.
necessarily love.
Did you ever
That's the
see the
whole point,
female
though.
Oro design where she's got like her areolas hanging out, like full titty?
Besides fucking Oro, you know,
Well, that's another thing though. It's going to be interesting to see an Oro redesign.
no, yeah,
Like,
and
what
that,
direction they go with it.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm really looking forward to it as like a spectator. I want to see what Capcom does and how the situation plays out.
I think
Well,
they're
like-
going to make him.
I'll have like
Fucking
5
tight.
strands of hair instead of like 3.
And
If
they're
they give
all
some
gonna look
blonde
like
hair-
bananas.
That would be tight.
But besides that, like as far as like another character I would want to see, like fucking, Sean Wynn.
Gokin.
I want a tornado.
I don't want Sean.
I know.
I don't know.
Sean is tight.
He was in the story.
You know
Oh
how
my
much?
God.
Oh, never mind. I'm not even gonna say that. That was gonna be a weird comment, but anyways,
My guess is Street Fighter 6 is going to be right after the defeat of Gil, and that's when Sean's going to make the most sense. I don't see any benefit to putting Sean in this game.
Sean's gonna be the one that defeated Gil.
I want to see Dark Hado Sean, dude.
The intro of Street Fighter 6 is like Gil on the ground, just basketballs everywhere.
God, that would be so fucking sick. That's what I want. I want to see Sean like charge a fucking basketball with Hado and throw that fucking fireball shit with the basketball. That'd be tight.
Violent Sean.
Yeah, dude.
Or like
be-
irritated Sean. Like I don't.
Irritated.
All right, we going to Street Fighter, or do you have anything else you guys wanted to add? Or
That's all I got.
sick.
Is it break time?
When
Just-
season
mean-
2 Soul Calibur DLC post Maru.
Oh my god, I don't even know what she just said.
all right, cool. Give me like 5 minutes.
Okay. Oh, I can switch my fucking thing over. Boom.
Yeah, Randy, I think you're right. That would be fucking tight.
What, V trigger 2 arms? Oh shit.
Hell yeah, dude.
He has a Hado arm?
He can
His
do that.
redesign is that he's gonna have his leg. He's only gonna have one leg,
Ooh, shit.
and he'll have 2 arms. He'll have his leg bundled.
Handicap
up.
himself even more.
What about Oro Dick though?
Yeah, he ain't gonna have his dick out anymore.
Or he'll be like in a wheelchair or something.
Why would he be in a wheelchair?
Why would he be in a wheelchair?
He's not crippled.
Dude, he's a crazy badass dude.
Be like a sage wheelchair though.
A sage wheelchair.
I'm glad you aren't on the design team for Street Fighter.
Bitch, have you seen some of the whack shit that's in those designs that they've done?
There's some cool ones though. Some of the shit.
Uma, or one of his designs, like he was gonna be carrying a baby around at all times, and when he was gonna go V trigger, he would put the baby to sleep.
Who?
And then
What the fuck?
Akuma.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
I've never seen that. That sounds whack.
It sounds like Cable.
It sounds kind of sick.
A
I
little
mean,
bit.
but like his V trigger, he would have put the baby to sleep.
I mean, that sounds
whack.
That sounds kind of cool. Or that sounds kind of
I
like
don't
a
know
Scorpion
about that.
situation, actually. What? This crazy bad guy has a kid with him now?
I don't know. I don't think that works for Akuma. I like Akuma being how he is.
I don't know. I mean, I don't feel like Akuma is like a 100% evil character, so
No, he's not. Absolutely not.
I think that would.
I don't think he's evil. I don't think he's like totally evil either. Like he's not.
I think that would be an interesting shade for the character. I mean, bringing a baby into a fight is dumb, but then again, it does sound hella anime.
They
I just don't see.
found a baby variation. Like, where did he find the baby at? Like,
Yeah, like Akuma, like with a baby doesn't make sense to me. Like he would see a baby and like laugh at it and like teleport away.
no,
He
he
doesn't give a
would.
fuck about babies.
He would like, take it to an orphanage or something.
Damn, this looks like fucking He-Man
I do
art.
not think that.
You think he would just laugh at a baby and leave? He's not evil.
Dude, he's not evil, but like he doesn't give a fuck about babies. He's just focused on fucking fighting.
Dude,
he doesn't
Dude,
give
it's
a
not.
fuck about babies.
It wouldn't just be some baby. He's not
Yeah,
fucking
he
like
would-
going around like, oh, here's a baby. I'm gonna pick it off this tree. Like,
Yeah, he would put the baby in an orphanage and be like, "Wait till you grow up so I can beat your ass."
but
Like,
no, this
that-
would be a special baby. Look, it's holding his fucking necklace. This special baby is gonna be the greatest Hado user ever.
I don't know about that.
It's the chosen one.
like a baby raised by Akuma. Yeah,
that sounds like some fucking lame ass.
That sounds anime as fuck.
Sounds
it
fucking
is.
lame.
Look at the fucking baby.
Hang on, I'll be right back. You guys
I
keep
hate shit like that.
complaining
I-
about Akuma.
I just feel like that's overdone. Like
Well,
it's like the God of War shit. Like it's fucking lame. Oh, what if he had a son or a fucking baby or something? It's like, fuck off. Like I don't need to see that. Like having a kid or something doesn't automatically make like a character more interesting. Like that just feels like, well, we don't know what to do with this character here. Take a fucking kid.
I mean, Akuma's not that interesting. He just like
Dude,
fights.
he's fucking tight though. Like he's fucking Akuma. He doesn't need to be anything more than Akuma.
I know. I'm not saying I think he's tight. I'm just saying it's not like he's the most interesting character on the planet.
No, he's definitely not. Akuma fulfills a certain role. He doesn't need a fucking baby. They didn't do shit with him in this game, though. Maybe he should have had the baby. I don't fucking know.
Well, they had like a soccer player character design. Like they had a bunch of weird shit.
I remember seeing, like... oh, wait, that was Tekken concept art. Never mind. I was seeing that Giga shit where he looked fucking way crazier. I've seen some decent Street Fighter concept art though.
They had like a fat girl that was supposed to be in like Neo Shadowloo with Ed and all them.
What the fuck?
She had like a whatever when they dance around with the fire, whatever that shit's called. Pori or some shit.
I don't know.
Poi. It's called like poi dancing or some shit. What the fuck? This AI Shiva I'm fighting is using that broke zoning shit.
Yeah, some of the G concept art was crazy.
Or they had like a fighting librarian character. That would have been tight.
What the fuck? Oh, I remember one like Gen's like pupil or whatever.
Character looked
Like-
ugly though. He didn't have like
Yeah,
or like a weird looking mask.
it did look weird. Oro should have a pupil.
Why does he need one?
Fucking, he kind of was gonna train a Buki or something, and it didn't work out. Dude, we need Karen's grandpa.
He'd be tight.
Yeah,
I like her butler.
her butler's tight. Fucking hot, God.
Hey, John needs some snacks.
Same, I was just thinking I'm hungry as fuck right now.
Alright, I'm back.
Yo,
So I wonder how many questions we're gonna get done. Man, this is gonna be wild having 4 people answer questions at the same time.
we all talk at the same time.
Yeah. I can't remember where we left off. Oh, we have a question for Pot. That's perfect.
Oh, sick.
Who's that from? Armand?
All right, Armand had our backs. Yeah, I see the marking now for the timestamp. Good shit, dude. Question for Lord Temp. So it's known to the Discord that you like to.
Oh, wait.
Characters. Yeah.
Wait.
Django isn't back yet.
Oh no, I know. I'm just reading. Out loud.
Okay. Just making sure.
What?
This isn't even the next question, so I'm just reading it out loud.
I got
get my
this actually.
shit together.
Be right back.
What?
Oh no, I'm just looking through the questions, dude.
Oh my god, spoilers. May 21st. What's May 21st?
That's where the questions resume.
Oh. Okay. I started recording that a new Goros theme today, a new version of that track. I was really wanting to do that because I want to play guitar and I want to do a new theme refresh for the podcast.
I still have a lot of problems with my guitar playing that I'm not happy with.
Dude, yeah, me too.
Yeah, there's just no time to play these days. It sucks.
My chops have fallen so far. I picked that. Like, I was doing some shit today. It's like, man, back when I was in my heyday, damn it, like this shit was cool. Now I'm like over here trying to learn basic shit, but it's cool. And I really like Goro's theme. That one's fun to do.
Goro?
Goro. That's a lot of guitar I do in his shit. That's the only song from Mortal Kombat 1 that I like to lean into guitar-y shit, like heavier guitar shit. I think for Mortal Kombat 1 the rest works best with like more traditional instruments and stuff like that. But that's just me.
I'll look forward to listening to it because I have no memory of Goro's thing. Oh yeah, I do. The na 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 na.
Yes.
Nah.
That's the MK11 one though, I think, right?
No, it's an original one.
The original. Yeah.
Bum 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 bum. Boom 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 boom. Where's this shit? God, I've lost the soundtrack so often. The folder for it. It's ridiculous.
What are some fighting games that have come out in the last 10 years?
What?
Name all the fighting games that came out in the last 10 years.
All of them?
Yeah.
Dude, that's too many.
Well, I'm doing the math here for Armand's question. And it's like 2, 4, 6. It's like 8 to 3 on the Ho scale. I mostly made male characters if you look at it historically.
There's been a lot of in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Armand's giving us fucking word problems.
Marvel vs. Capcom 3, UMVC 3, Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
Ooh, thank you. MVC3. So
I'll be back again. Hang on.
Tekken Tag 2, Tekken 7, DOA 5 and 6.
I'll put DOA in there.
Uh,
I want to put that in parentheses because it's not fair to accuse someone of playing a hoe in DOA.
Yeah,
I don't think that's fair.
That's the game. Like, what other games were there? Fighting EX Lair, Mortal Kombat X. Mortal Kombat 9 came out in the last 10 years.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess like later iterations of Street Fighter 4, if you want to count that.
Yeah, well, the list, unless I'm missing some games, the list is overwhelmingly male for mains. I secondary a lot of chicks, but that's mostly because, I don't know. I usually gravitate towards the characters who are more artistically interesting, and that usually happens to be women.
All the Blaze Blue sequels.
Oh, Guilty Gear. Yeah, that's true, man.
Here.
I'm back.
All right, I'm good to go, Django. You ready?
DBFZ.
Who did I use in DBZ?
I think he was 8.
Yeah, it was Teen Gohan was my point.
Android 18.
She a hoe.
I went in and out of Android 18. Anyone else?
Well, yeah, in and out.
Hold on.
Clip that.
Damn, In and Out sounds really good right now. I'd run a train on some In and Out.
Never played a Persona fighting. No, that's not true. I played a match of Persona with Praetor at our local scene, and I never touched it again. But
BB
Damn.
Tag.
I'll put Tsubaki in there. Why the fuck not?
Did you get Dark Souls 3 PvP on there?
No, I don't know who I made in that.
Hmm.
In and Out is overrated.
Smash Ultimate, I guess that counts too.
Yeah, Smash.
Oh yeah, so I got a Wii Fit Trainer.
Oh, but you could be a male one too.
That's true, but I almost never am.
Yeah, you know. He's a bigot.
So it's half and half leaning towards male.
Temp is over here like doing all this prep for this question, and I haven't even looked at it. Let me look at this shit.
Because why does Temp main hose is the question.
I mean, just counting them all up answer that question?
I guess.
I don't think it does. I mean, you can name the hoes that you main, but we want to know why you main them.
I mean, I feel like there's a lot of them. I don't know.
A lot of what?
Hoes that he mains.
But yeah.
Who's the chick with a bow and Samcho?
It starts with a Y, I think. I'm trying to think.
For Honor definitely counts, by the way, as a fighting
What?
game. I'm putting it down.
Mm,
It's not a great fighting game, but I'm going to count it.
Mina. It's not with a Y. It's Mina. Her last name starts with a Y.
Gotcha. Are we ready to go?
Almost. Let me get caught back up here. Whataburger isn't overrated when you try it, Armand? Dude,
That
it's a toss-up. I have the Whataburger that is closest to me sucks ass.
delete that comment. That's not true.
But no, it does suck ass. But
What a burger!
I'm not saying that Whataburger sucks. I'm saying the one that is closest to me sucks.
That fucking. That's the best part about working at that T-Mobile I worked at, 'cause it was right next to Whataburger.
Hey, you guys in the stream, do they need to come up louder and me go down? Like, how's the volume balance? I feel like they're kind of quiet.
Well, my headphones aren't in right now because my phone's dying.
Everyone sounds good to me, but I'm not really the biggest factor on that.
Well, I mean, like,
Well, I'll tell you what. Everyone talk. I'll mute you guys. I'll listen to the stream. Everyone start talking about bullshit.
okay. You know how Temp really likes to main hose?
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah.
think is the pot could be a little louder, says Armand. D4,
What?
say some words.
Chicken is fucking dank.
You're eating chicken?
Yeah.
What kind of
It's
chicken?
really good. Chinese chicken, I don't fucking know.
Dude, Chinese chicken? Jesus.
Bacon. Oh,
It's not super bad. Down 4 could stand to be a little bit louder, but that's about it.
he's eating though.
Yeah, it's not a good representation.
Yeah, but you need to, like, fucking be louder when you're done. Old man Django? Why am I old
I'm
man
tired
Django?
right now.
Old man.
I missed the context of Armand's comment. I mean, he's right, but I just missed the context. Oh, Tim, listen to that Goro track that I posted up later at your convenience. Goro's theme is sick. I still like the courtyard more, though.
Did you do this today?
No, I started working on the new one today, though. I started recording it. It's tight.
Nice.
I'm gonna swap out the Warrior Shrine theme, the current one, for that one when it's done. I should put some Shadow Jago Cookie Monster vocals on there.
Do it. Do it.
Blah 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 Django! You're talking about your guitar skills in your heyday? Dude. The heyday was definitely a lot different than Today Day. It was crazy.
Today.
Let me just tell you. We're the same age, and you're an old man too. Yeah, we're all gonna die one day, as Temp likes to say.
That was grim.
I know. I don't know why he says that shit. What's wrong with you, Temp?
Bam.
Temp. Tell me more about this Chinese chicken. I'm clearly hungry.
Everyone know.
I don't know how they get it to look like that. Like, because all Chinese places' chicken looks the same, but whenever I fry chicken, it don't look like that. So how does they? I don't understand.
Armand and Randy, like, am I louder than them though? Because like they're all on the same channel, and I'm on a separate one. So
Why do you get your own channel?
it's just because that's just how the microphone's set up. I can drop me down and balance.
I don't
it if
think
that's
you're
the
that
case.
much louder, to be honest with you, from what I'm listening to.
Okay.
I'm sure it's fine.
I
Are you guys ready? Just
Yep.
Yep.
cool.
Wait. Where's the first question? Where are we starting?
It's gonna be May 21st.
May 21st.
Technically May 22nd, because Christmas smoke is the first question.
Oh god.
Ooh. I had to edit that out. Sorry. I'm gonna edit all this out. This is fucking break shit. May 21st, you said? Okay.
Well, that's the cutoff. Milk is actually the first question.
Milk. Okay, I see what you're saying. A question for Pot? That one?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me do this. It's so nice not to have reels anymore, you know? Fuck reels. I was talking about that the other day with Aramon and then that QA episode that we did that got like legit corrupted and shit and it's just gone. That shit pisses me off so fucking much. Because that was
but it happens, man.
it does, but that's the last one that I did of the old way of doing things, like right before we changed. And it was like, well, going out with a bang, fuck you. So, fuck that shit. Thank you, Discord, making this shit way easier. Okay. I am ready to go whenever you guys are. You guys good?
Yep.
Okay.
Dang.
D4, do you still have a mouthful of product?
No, I'm done.
Okay. Let's do this shit, dude. Q&A! It's the best fucking part of this show. And Temp. Both of those two are the best parts of this show. Not you guys. Pot, D4, you're alright.
Oh.
We're gonna come back. We are... Okay, wait a minute. Okay, I was going to say that we're going back really far here, but I guess we're actually not. Do these questions come after Aftermath was revealed?
I believe no. Most of them do, but the first two do not.
Okay. Then we're going to start with Christmas Milk, whom is funny because this was like fucking weeks ago. He has a question for Pot. Who's like, he's not actually here. How did he know? He knew the future. Pot. Should Koei try to make another Dynasty Warriors fighting game?
No.
And why?
The reasoning behind that is because the first Dynasty Warriors game was actually a fighting game, and then all the other ones became hack and slash. Fun fact. But I don't think so. They could, but I would rather see them just use like their characters as like guests or something. Like, I'm still surprised like Lubu hasn't been in Soul Calibur. Like, that's weird to me that he hasn't been in there, but no, I don't think so. They're too busy making DOA. Like, they're not gonna fake it. And if it plays like DOA but with weapons, that'd be kind of weird.
Thank you, Christmas Milk, for the question.
No.
And his answer was no. I think. Next one up is Armand, friend of the show, and a mod, apparently. I don't remember modding him, but I'm glad that I did. Question for Lord Temp. So it's known on the Discord that you like to play female characters. He's right. So far, so good. This checks out. What male characters have you mained in fighting games? I know you main sub in MKX.
That's a loaded question. No, thank you for the question, dude. Well, I don't necessarily agree with the core thesis of the question. I don't think it's true that I main more female characters. It's close to half and half, right?
Arguing with the question.
Secondary a lot of female characters. Depends on the fighting game, right? So if we're going by actual like mains, Glacius, Smoke, Cryomancer, Shazam, Blue Beetle / Green Lantern. I went back and forth in those two. Lars. I guess I'll count Yang and Testament since I dabbled in those games. MK11, Kung Lao, right? And of course, the most famous one on the list, Baku, the Mole. So, I guess I'm most famous in terms of like my community, for using a female character, because I used Rose back when I lived in Corpus Christi in the fighting game scene. But the thing about Rose is I wasn't going to main that character. I did not even know she was an alpha character when I played Street Fighter 4 for like the first like month. And everyone was all really quiet. Can y'all hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I mained Ryu, but I don't know. I guess I was having a good time, but back then you had to do this stupid survival mode to get colors in vanilla Street Fighter 4. So I was trying to find a character who I could cheese the AI out the best with. And I went through a lot of characters. I think I went through Zangief. I went through Ryu, of course. I went through Blanca. And I tried Rose. I'll be honest with you. When I first saw Rose, I thought that character looked fucking stupid. I was like, this hair is whack. This scarf is dumb. Like, her whole, like, design is basically being an Italian chick in a coat. Like, the colors are all off to me. But then I started playing the character, and I was like, she's got cool mid-range pokes. She has a projectile game if she needs it. And I really thought her links were super interesting. I like the idea of using down medium punch as a footsie tool and spacing out Soul Spiral. And then it just kind of clicked, and I kind of realized that this is the character I can be the most successful with. And then after the fact, I really started to like the character. But all that came later. But that only accounts for Rose. For other characters, like, some mean as a gameplay thing, but I also do genuinely like the character. It's just that I secondary a lot of female characters. And that's why Pot always says I main hoes, right? Because I use like 5 different female characters in Street Fighter 5.
I mean, Granblue is like all hoes, though.
Yeah. Well, I use it's about, I'd say almost half and half in that game too. Because I do use Jita, and I do use, I don't know my own main's first name. Soris is the male character. I do use Soris and Vasaraga quite a bit. Mm-hmm. But I use Jita and Zeta as my female characters in that game. But I don't. It also depends on how much I like the game. Because if I don't care for the game, and none of the characters seem like I don't click with anyone story wise or gameplay wise, I usually pick the character who's most artistically interesting to me, and that usually ends up being a hot chick. Generally, that's just how it works, right? There's probably only like 1.5 games in history where I mained a girl just because she was hot, and that was mine, KOF. And the only reason is because the KOF roster is so fucking whack to begin with. I could not find anyone I clicked with other than Leona. So, but the thing is, I actually ended up really liking Maya's gameplay. I really like her confirms in that game. I think she's a lot of fun. I love her mobility. I love her full screen specials. I think she's really sick. But that's like the one time where I made a female for the sake of making a female, just because the rest of KOF's characters are so fucking weird and out there. Unless, I mean, even Sunmina, like Sunmina's really hot in the new Soul Calibur, but I still think they took it too far. I would have rather her had her Soul Calibur 4 costume, because I think that was a good balance of like, it was conservative enough where it was believable, but she was still kind of attractive, right? But yeah, correct. I mean, if you guys know another example of like quote unquote hoes, let me know. But it's actually been mostly dudes if I'm looking at the list right now.
Well, I mean, you did really like Sindel at MK9.
You clipped out a lot, dude. What's it?
Sindel at MK9.
Yes, but that also came later, and that was also for gameplay purposes. I didn't even lab Sindel until Injustice 1 was about to come out. That's actually why I switched mains, was because I played Smoke. I had good tournament success with him. So I was like, Injustice 1's about to go out. Let's take the time to try something different. And then everyone thought Injustice 1 was balls. We all went back to Mortal Kombat, and then I resumed playing Smoke again. And that's actually when I got a lot of second and third places, but I didn't win a San Antonio local until I went back to Smoke after I dropped Sindel again. So, but I do think artistically, female characters tend to be the more interesting batch, right? So if I'm going to be my own devil's advocate, in KI, all my secondaries were female. In Street Fighter, I don't think I play any male characters other than Ryu. I don't think, but let me know if I'm wrong about that. So yeah, usually I use artistic value as my second criterion for branching off to other characters. I hope that answered your question. It's only contentious within a very small group of people who talk to me in the gameplay Discord. Like I don't even think most of our listeners know that I play a lot of female characters.
They know.
Well,
every single one of them know.
No, but thanks for the question, dude. Appreciate it.
Yep, thanks, Armand. Up next, Sevatar, other friend of the show. I hope he's feeling better, by the way. Whoa, I forgot. I was gonna fucking say it. I didn't know you played Shazam in Injustice 1 Temp.
Yes, he was my main.
Why didn't I know that? Like, how am I just now hearing about that?
Well, it's interesting. I wasn't going to main him. I was going to main Aquaman, but I thought Aquaman was so badly designed and so broke that I didn't really want anything to do with that character once I actually lapped him.
Yeah.
Then I started messing around with the cast. I went to Sinestro next. So I tried Sinestro.
Really?
I did not. I think he is a cool character to this very day, but we didn't know about the Vortex back then. And I didn't want to play it that hard of a zoning style. Like, I didn't know how to make that zoning style offensive, right?
Boy.
So I played Shazam, and I could not believe how fun he was. And I couldn't believe how cool his mid-range pressure was. Like, his throw setups are so tight. That might be the one character in history where the low throw has actually been interesting to me, so...
I hope to fucking God that in whatever Injustice game is next, they bring back Shazam. Because I really want another chance to get it.
It's almost a guarantee. He has a sequel on the way, so
I mean, yeah, you would think so.
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
Because I really want to fucking I want to be able to play that character. I was not good at fighting games back then, and I'm still not. That was not a setup for a joke. I've always been trash. I'm still trash, but I was more trash back then, and getting used to like playing a grappler character and shit like that, it was a little bit odd, and that coupled with the fact that like I really had fun with Nightwing once I got used to how he works and do all the fucking stance cancels and the shit like that. I was like, oh shit, this is what I want to do anyway. But I still wanted to go back to Shazam, but I never did, and I really hope that he's in the next one so I can get another chance and get another chance to play him in a game with really good netcode. I really hope that Shazam is in that game, and if he is, he's gonna be my first pick to main, easy.
My stomach tells me if Injustice 3 is coming, it's going to be a long ways off.
Yeah, I think you're right. Just whenever that is, if it ever happens, whatever. I do hope Shazam is in there. But yeah, Evan's question. I'm sorry, Savitar. Question for Django. So it's known on the Discord that you have no fundamentals. What characters have you played that required fundamentals? I know you main Takeda and X, so probably not. I mean, I can't argue with any of those things. I don't really have that many fundamentals, really. If I did, they're like deep Injustice 1 fundamentals, and those don't help me very much in life.
I would say Nightwing needs good fundamentals. I think that's fair.
Would you say that? Well, you said it, not me. You're allowed. I would tend to agree, though, that yeah, I'm not that solid as far as fundamentals go. But then again, I think it really, especially in this case, takes one to know one. And if someone, you know, with no fundamentals can fucking body you anytime that we're not playing in a tournament setting, as much as I do, I think you and I are kind of destined to do this together. We're a match made in hell, sir.
I'd like to comment on this, if I may.
Please.
I think the idea that you even need good fundamentals to be successful in tournament is almost a myth. Like, I think the idea of making a character is to pick someone who compensates for whatever you think you may or may not be missing, right? And there are clearly characters in almost every fighting game that don't rely on good fundamentals, in my opinion. Even the good fighting games.
Yeah, right? I would agree. And I would actually say that that's probably the case with me liking Sub-Zero and the clone so much. Because I'm not good, and it makes me able to like not play fighting games when I put the clone out. But like, yeah, I'm much better because I don't have the discipline to like go like lab shit and get my inputs clean. I would like to. I want to get better at that. I really need to. But because I don't do that, I tend to like learn a little bit of stuff that you can do with the character and then spend most of my time just trying to like figure out how the way an opponent works and play the opponent, the person, more than their character. And obviously knowing what their character can do, like you have to do that too. But again, that is the reason why I'm able to body you as I am after those first two fights that we get.
You being Evan, right?
Yeah.
Wanted to clarify that.
Sorry, the you is Evan, because you know
this is all a giant shitpost, by the way, Evan. But go on, Django.
It is, and I'm taking it very seriously because I mean it's a good question, and he's not entirely wrong. Yeah, my lack of fundamentals lets me just watch you for a little bit and then annihilate you. So if you're right, boy, it sucks for you. I hope you're feeling better. Thanks for the question, Evan.
I mean, a little bit of history here. When Sonic Fox first broke onto the MK9 scene, he wasn't winning with fundamentals, dude. He was making impressive, crazy reads. But it was a Yomi style, 100%. Which is why no one bought into his skill for really years. It wasn't really until Injustice that people really adopted the idea that, okay, this is not gimmicks, this is real.
And with me, it's just gimmicks.
There was this fucking, I think, what was his name? Like, MK Legend? This crazy YOLO Kung Lao player who was bodying top-level players, and just we never saw him ever again.
I don't remember.
I think that was his name. I can't, let me know if I'm wrong about that.
In which game?
MK9.
MK9?
I don't remember.
But yeah, he was just insanely YOLO, and it was working consistently in tournament.
Well, I mean,
and he would never unseek his controller, so he kept fucking up other matches.
He played Kung Lao, you said?
Yeah.
I mean, Kung Lao could get away with that shit for a long time in that game.
I mean, there's this day, is Bird Lao real? That's still a real conversation.
Bird Lao is hella real.
I agree, but there's many people who do not. But I do think you're right.
Yeah.
How could people not agree with that?
Because they're Perfect Legend.
The MK9 community is weird, dude. Like,
It is
it
weird.
was good for like the first year. Like, it's strange, man.
What a weird group of people the MK9 like community players was. But that's what made
Remember
it
when
fun.
Rio was trying to say Sector was an even match with Cabal? Like, come on.
I don't remember that.
It was on KTP because I remember his
my
exact
God.
quote was, "I had to prove it with Jax. Now I have to prove it with Sector."
Damn.
Now I know. Fucking Cabal bodies Jax and fucking Sector free. Like, I don't know, man. But I love them, but they said some crazy shit back in the day.
It was an early time.
Yeah, I mean, we're all guilty of it, but
Yeah, thanks for the question, Evan.
yeah. Thank you for the question, sir. Hope you feel better.
Randy Cool 27 asks, Django, can you explain in detail with specifics why you are biased against anime quote games? Is it the aesthetics only? Have you ever tried an quote anime game? If yes, which one and why didn't you like it? I mean, okay. Truth is that my dislike for anime games, like, almost completely, and again, I'll put the same quotes around anime as you did, is that the aesthetic doesn't do much for me, but it is, like, an aesthetic thing. Like, a lot of my, my disliking is only, like, skin deep, which makes me a bigot. And I'm the first one to say so. Like, you know, come on, yeah.
Could you imagine Django with an air dash?
I feel like I played a character that had an air dash at one point. I don't know. Anyway,
That's like anime game fundamentals. They like all have air dashes.
but like another thing that I like with my fighting games is like a kind, I don't know, like a more like subdued presentation and shit. Whereas like, and by subdued I mean not like, you know, Marvel vs. Capcom, like everybody's fucking going on, there's fucking sparks everywhere, it's like a fucking LSD show, and you got a billion characters all like dry humping each other all the time, like all this shit. Like, but that's again, that's kind of part of that I don't know, like quote Japanese, quote anime aesthetic, or it can be. But again, it's a thing where like, yeah, I'm being a little bit a bigot because I have plenty of exceptions.
I mean, Night is pretty anime. Damien's anime. Takeda's anime.
And again, like I mean, you pretty much just illustrated what I just said. It's a aesthetic thing. I'm being a bigot. Because those three characters aren't really, obviously, like they're fucking NRS American made characters, and they kind of have that look about them. They don't look like a Japanese made character. They do a little bit, but you know what I mean. Like, it doesn't look like fucking anime shit. But then again, I'll go fucking ham on some Castlevania and Mega Man X, right? And characters don't get much more anime than like Mega Man Zero and Alucard. Like, come on, man. But boy, I'll get wet over that shit. So, and also I'm like a total sucker for like feudal Japan shit. But that's not really anime, but it can be sometimes. So it doesn't make any sense. That's my point. There's no logic to my bigotry. It just is. And but the only thing that does kind of stay consistent is that like crazy, spazzy, flashy, over the top presentation and just crazy zany shit going on doesn't really tend to work for me that well. And I mean, MKX is not a bad example of that because it was so fucking frenetic and crazy with that shit, and I suck. I can't keep up with the shit as it is. Like, but there's all these other shits going on, and it's so fucking fast and crazy and flashy. Like, it gets on my nerves. I can't keep up with it.
Well, to clarify, are you saying no to the third part of his question? Have you tried an anime fighting game ever?
Have you tried not being a bigot?
So that's a no then. You've never held a controller while an anime game was playing then.
Well, it depends. Like I said, like I play fucking Mega Man X and Mega Man Zero and all that shit. Are those anime games?
No, there's no way. Well, fuck, Mega Man does have an air dash, maybe.
Yeah.
Anime.
If Mega Man X is not anime, I don't know what is. There was literally anime in those
specifically
games.
talking about air dashers.
Oh.
I mean, you guys started talking about air dashers.
That's why Grand Blue's not an anime game to me, because it doesn't have. It's a lot closer to Street Fighter Mortal Kombat than it actually is an anime fighter, in my opinion. I would say maybe closer to KOF even, but the air dashers I want to say is. So what about Marvel vs. Capcom? I know you played Marvel vs. Capcom.
Marvel vs. Capcom is a great example, and that's what I mean. Like, it's so much presentation and crazy over the top action that like it's really hard for me to focus on anything. I don't even know where to look.
Just jump.
I mean, but despite what like Pot says about my jumping, because it really annoys him and makes him salty, it's the jumping isn't actually a thing that's like I do that much. I do it when it works, though. I don't jump that much with Fujin, actually.
Well, that's your style, in my opinion. You're a very Jekyll and Hyde player. It's like either I'm crazy or I'm not, but you don't know which one I am right now, and that's kind of your style. I don't think that's a bad thing, to be honest with you. Also, it's Mortal Kombat 11. You should be jumping. You absolutely should be jumping in the game.
You're right. I'm not. I think with Fujin, there's also just a lot of it where like I'm not as comfortable jumping with him yet because I'm still kind of scared of everything. I'm not used to the character, and I really like his forward 3, and you have to be on the ground for that. So that's kind of the story there. But none of that is about why I do or dislike anime games, because actually I could be wrong. Randy, I think is still in here, right? Randy, by anime games, are you including games like fucking like Final Fantasy? Like, are you just talking about fighting games?
I think it's just fighting games.
Yeah, I think he's specifically the Blaze Blue Guilty Gear genre.
Okay, well, I mean, if that's the case, then yeah, it's the aesthetic, crazy, over the top, crazy shit. And
well, you have Sam Show, right? That's like an anime game, but
I have never played a single match in that game. I just bought it.
But you have it.
But I have it. Yeah, okay, he means fighting games. I do have Sam Show, I guess. I mean, and I own that like one. What is it? The newest DOA, but that like the base pack or whatever. I haven't really fucked around with it.
DOA core values.
Core values. I played a little. No, that's not anime though. Never mind.
I mean, DOA is pretty anime.
But yeah, that's the only way I really know how to quantify my feelings about anime games into logical words, and that's really not fun, because it's much more fun just to say they suck, they're trash, and they're for nerds. That's just fun to say. Giving people shit.
That's coming. That's the next question, I think.
Oh shit, man! Spoilers.
That was like secret top 8 like Arcana Heart like player.
I mean, well, like, is Street Fighter an anime game? Like, I would say...
No, it's not. Grand Blue is not either, in my opinion.
Okay, well, okay.
There's no air dash, or there isn't high air mobility. I don't even consider Marvel anime games. Those are super jump games, in my opinion.
I see, and that's an important thing to point out, too. Like, okay, what is the definition of these terms that we're throwing around? And when I say anime games, I'm usually referring to the aesthetic, the art style, and the presentation.
Usually, it's like anime games have air dashes.
Like, I don't give a fuck about air dashes. That's not at all what I'm thinking about whenever I'm saying anime games. But
you say Grand Blue and you're like anime game.
Grand Blue is an anime game but I'm calling it that because it's of the aesthetic, though. Like fucking all these dudes walking around in crazy outfits and shit with the buckles and the pretty hair, and they all look like Alucard. And crazy shit goes on. Is that what happens? I don't know. Did that answer the question, Randy? Or
yeah, you did.
That's about. I'm not actually smart enough and knowledgeable enough about anime to answer that question well. So I'm just gonna say, anime games suck. Fuck you. Thank you, Randy.
It's okay. Eris doesn't like anime either.
Oh, I know. Listen, I'm fine with being just a dick troll about it. But I'm also fine with being honest and being like, there's no real rhyme or reason or logic to it besides the aesthetic. Yeah, thanks, Randy. Moving on to Hataru. Question. There are around 60 to 70 characters, if not more now, in Mortal Kombat, I believe he's saying. What is your top 11 characters of all time from MK1 to MK11? 11? I see what you did there. I guess he's asking everybody. 11 is...
Let's say 5.
Yeah, let's say 5. I mean, points for 11, like, I get it, but, like, just in the interest of time, yeah, let's do 5. Do one of you guys have it off the top of your head faster, or?
Yeah, I have 4. I'm trying to think of the 5th one.
What was the question?
Top 5 Mortal Kombat characters. Top 5 favorites Mortal Kombat characters of yours. Cabal, Fujin.
I'll go. I think I know
Go
mine.
for it.
Smoke, Li Mei, Sub-Zero, Nightwolf, Shinnok.
Damn. It's not a bad list. Mine would be Sub-Zero, Takeda, Fujin. Who was the other one? I just had him in mind. Who the fuck was that shit? Damn it! I only said 3 there, didn't I? And when I say Sub-Zero, by the way, I do mean like Bihan is Sub-Zero. I count him. Both of those guys, but not Noob. Noob's not in my top 5. Oh, Smoke. That was the other one I was gonna say. Yeah. And for the 5th one,
No Reiko.
Damn.
no, I don't think Reiko's in my top 5. Goro.
Oh wow.
Interesting. I would not have seen that coming.
You should have said Shiva.
What about you guys?
Mine's Rain, Shinnok, Cyrex, Shang, and then Kodal.
I'm surprised about Cyrax. I did not see that coming.
Well, my favorite color is yellow, and so I played MK2 in 1, and Scorpion was in there, and then he wasn't in 3, and so I was like, yellow robot guy.
You're extremely rare. It's very rare to find someone whose favorite color is yellow. That's super uncommon. That's cool, though. That's tight.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like yellow. I like yellow, but a lot of people don't.
I like
Wait,
it
what was your list?
depending on the yellow. What was that?
Well, mine are Django's.
Pots.
Pots.
Oh, Rain, Shinnok, Cyrex, Shang, and Kodal.
Okay. I
Yeah,
wouldn't
Randy,
expect
you got to
Cyrax.
post yours too. God damn it, Armand did. Armand says Quan, Fujin, Shinnok, Rain, Trimmer, which is a good list.
Yeah, I forgot about Tremor.
What about you, G4?
Shinnok's popular. Damn.
He is popular. I thought about Shinnok too.
I didn't think he was going to say Shinnok but me.
Shinnok would be in my top 10 easy.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's
Fujin pre MK9 Cabal or pre MK11 Cabal. Boracho, Nightwolf, and Shinnok.
That's a good list.
Damn, fucking Shinnok on a streak. Holy shit. I did not know. That's tight.
Randy says Shane, Kano, Reptile, Katana, and Lu.
Katana.
Damn.
Yeah, I didn't expect Katana either, but I knew about Reptile, though.
No Su Hao?
Oh, obviously. Yeah, no How.
Damn it.
No Taven.
Taven?
I think Taven's tight, but he's not in my top
Oh my
5.
Dude, I don't. That's like one of Bruss's favorite characters, and I don't get it. Like that character is trash. I like Dagon though.
Taven is a
Yeah,
character that
really
like.
well. What's that?
I was just gonna say like Taven is a character that is like, you know, I look at him and as soon as he's not in my field of vision, I forget that he exists. Like I can't keep him in my brain. He's one of those things.
He looks like an NPC. Like
He kind of do.
Well, that's his design. The idea is he gets the armor by the end of the game. That's he adopts like the aesthetic qualities as the game goes on.
There's also the problem of him having like that really Greek leaning style that was a lot in Armageddon actually, and I really hate when people try to fucking mix that shit with Mortal Kombat. It pisses me off. See my feelings about Chronica. Fuck that shit. Get it out of Mortal Kombat. It doesn't work.
Garrus isn't in Randy's top 5.
Just as down one.
I'm surprised Reptile was in it.
Damn, I should have put the Ice Clone in my top 5.
Yeah, Randy has gone on record saying Reptile is his favorite ninja.
Yeah,
Male ninja.
Katana's on my list because of MK2 juggles. Okay.
Well, yeah, her juggles in that game are sick.
I think
we're good on that question,
Yeah.
right?
That was efficient. I get that done pretty fast.
Thanks for the question, dude.
Thank you, sir. Hataru. Sevatar asks, Temp, can you explain in detail with specifics why you like, quote, anime games? Is it a total lack of testosterone? Have you ever tried deadlifting? If yes, how many plates and why do you continue to watch anime?
Man, where to start, right? Well, it probably is worth noting. I only play one anime game, and that's Guilty Gear. Grand Blue is the reason I got into Grand Blue is a long story, but the thing about Guilty Gear is I didn't even really play Guilty Gear. I told Randy I would give Guilty Gear a shot because Randy usually, he plays sets with the games that we normally play, right? Even if it's not something he's super ultra into. So I kind of wanted to, try Guilty Gear and see if I could kind of help build a community of sets for that game. And I thought it was okay, but I hated my character. I played Kai, another male character, by the way, and I was miserable. I had fun when it was going well, but I just hated it the rest of the time. And then I didn't even consider going back to Guilty Gear until me, Down4, and Randy all played the Strive demo, and I fell in love with it. I thought it was so fun. I thought combos were sick. I love the neutral. I love that I can just throw a dolphin whenever I wanted, and no one can do shit about it. And then I loved, just... Even doing jab into dolphin blow was fucking fun as hell. I thought it was great. So then I went to Xrd because I'm like, okay, well, I can't play Strive anymore, so now I have no choice but to play Xrd. I picked up Jam, wasn't working. I wasn't able to make the character work. I picked up Dizzy, and once I was able to figure out what that character was about, then I got into Guilty Gear. So it's really just one game, Evan. But I'm definitely more open-minded. I guess the reason I like that one game is just because I think offense is super interesting and conversions are super interesting and combos are very execution heavy because you have to use your Baroque and cancel into some sort of, or really not even cancel into anything sometimes, but sometimes just positioning your character during the, I say Baroque, but Roman cancel is what they call it in Guilty Gear. And then, the game rewards high perception and high execution, and I think the air dash offense is really sick. Dizzy can do 2 air dashes, so I can air dash backwards and then feign you out and air dash forward. But the point is, though, you just can do a lot of cool shit. It's the opposite of MK11, really, where you feel you can't do dick. But no, I don't deadlift. So I guess 0 plates. And why do I continue to watch anime? Really, because anime is just entertainment on demand. It's so fast. Like, if I want to be entertained by something immediately, anime hits the heart of the issue so quickly. So that makes it very digestible and very easy to watch. And if it's shit, you usually can tell fairly early with some exceptions. So, yeah, I really like Guilty Gear. And the one person who was able to consistently play with me got his arm fucked up by the Nether Cops. So I hope that Pot and Down4 can jump in on this, but if they don't, I get it, because I know it is a lot of work.
I think one of the best, the funnest things that's happened in this Q&A so far is, like, all the different definitions of what exactly an anime game is. With you saying, like, that you only really play one anime game, like, I don't think that anybody else on the Discord or anywhere in the planet or universe at all would say that you play one anime game. But clearly you do. You only play one.
I played 0 before that. Like, I officially, it wasn't until after Strive that I played any anime game seriously. So, yeah.
What an anime game is clearly very objective, and that's interesting. Thanks, Evan. I hope you're feeling.
Yeah, thanks for the question, dude. I don't mind shitpost questions as long as I like you. If I don't like you, then fuck your shitpost questions. But if I like you, yeah, I think they're fun.
And as long as your shitpost questions are, like, appropriate, and obviously they are. I don't have fundamentals. You watch anime. It's true.
Yeah.
They're not just random fucking whatever. Fuck you, Evan. I'd be feeling better. Temp, that's a picture. Why'd you post an anime?
I just thought it was a meme.
You're fucking me up.
Well, I know it was a meme, but I thought it was funny.
Temp has a question from Temp. No. Aramond. Temp, yeah, they do. God damn it. The mix-ups. I'm getting mixed over here, dude. Sevatar, question for Down4ality. Wow. Did you guys plan this? I didn't know there was this many questions for
Yeah, this is getting a little weird.
It's odd. That's fine. Sevatar, question for Down4ality. Did you change your name from Redman because you realized you can't be compared to one of the most underrated rappers of all time?
No.
And why?
Oh, and why? I just changed it because Redman's fucking dumb name, and I don't even listen to that shit anymore. That was like 2005.
Damn, what were you, like 6?
I was like 8.
Wow, oh shit.
Get straight,
Not too
Django.
far off.
Damn, I kind of fucked myself there. I thought I was making a joke, and it wasn't that much of a joke. I'm old. Thanks for the question, Evan. Evan asks, probably goes without saying, but what do we think of Fujin? Story-wise and design-wise, I think he's great, but I'm finding his gameplay a little dull. Shiva, on the other hand, 9 out of 10. A faster projectile, and I'm looking sideways at Scar. Also, Temp, did you see Scarlet's Aftermath story gear? The
I
Ant-Man
did. It
mask?
looks like ass. It looks super bad. I don't know what they were thinking.
Which one's the Ant-Man mask? Like the full face one?
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
I wouldn't call it an Ant-Man mask. That one was like a gas mask type situation or something. But I don't know. It's Fallout, dude. I mean, we've talked about our feelings about Fujin's diet. I think Fujin is
that's pretty
fucking
much
great.
covered.
They just need to clean up some inputs. That's all. Fuck you, Evan. Hope you're feeling better. Armand asks, question. Street Fighter V is going to get Season V with 5 characters, with V characters. So, what is your personal list of V characters you want to see in the pack? And since you guys already talked about this, just a quick top 5. Personal list of 5 characters you want to see in the pack. I mean, I'll go first because I'm the dumbest. I don't have that big of a list of Street Fighter characters that I like a ton. I don't even know if I can fucking do 5. I don't know. Sean. There's another Third Strike character. I don't remember.
Ramp.
Give me some. Can I include Doctor Dark?
That's a Street Fighter EX character.
Can I use him? Fuck you. I'm gonna use him.
He's in Fexel.
God, I can't think of any more Street Fighter characters. One of you guys go. This is a bad idea.
So, like, this, I can answer this question. Well, what's up, Tom?
What happened to the audio? Something's sounding weird.
Oh, well, I was seeing it's 5 characters that we would want in Street Fighter 5.
Yeah.
Let me see.
D4, you're quiet too. Move closer to your mic. Then he goes silent.
Do you want me to answer?
Yeah, do it.
Oro, Necro, Makoto, Gen, and Dudley.
Do you want
Dudley!
to shed a little light on why you picked those, or?
Dudley's a good pick. I would have picked Dudley too.
Oro and Dudley are my favorite. Necro's tight. I want to see him in Street Fighter V, how he play. Same thing with Makoto. Makoto's tight. And Gen is tight, but I don't really know how Gen plays. Because I never played Street Fighter 4 that much, and he was only in Alpha, wasn't he?
He's a stance character with insane pressure.
Yeah, I heard he's hard.
Street Fighter 4.
Everyone thought he was trash until someone won Evo with him, so...
I won Evo with him.
1.
I want to say it was Xian.
Yeah.
That's tight. I'll have to watch that.
Yes, you do. It's very good. The commentators are like so fucking shocked. I don't even know if you can watch that anymore, though. I think that's like the Justin TV days.
I'll try and find it.
Does anyone else want to go before I go?
Yeah, I can go. I would say Eagle, Sodom, Gen, Maki, and then it was a tie between Gouken and Fei Long.
Even though I don't like Fei Long, I think he would be really interesting in Street Fighter 5.
But yeah, there's not a real Rekka character in that game, unless Karen's in V-Trigger.
Alright, yeah, I think I'm good.
Do it.
So, what's up?
Do it.
I want to go, these are in order, by the way, of least to most requested. So, Maki, 12, Rufus Chan,
Ew.
Yang,
Rufus? Wow.
Rufus Chan. He wears the suit, Django.
Oh my bad.
Oh shit.
And probably most requested of all of them is Hakan. I really like Hakan.
Who's the second to last?
Yang.
Oh, okay.
Yang is tight. Maki's tight. 12 is tight, but Rufus is whack.
Yeah, Rufus is whack.
I like the gameplay a lot from Rufus, and I honestly, I think the joke works for being. I think it's a little too gross. They took it too far, but I think the fat weirdo is kind of that's like he loves martial arts films, so he's a good martial artist. I get it. Like I think it works.
It's mostly design wise for me. I
don't know. I
shit.
don't like the ponytail.
I think the gameplay's kind of cool, actually.
I think as long as he's fully clothed, when his body moves like water, then it doesn't bother me as
I
much.
hate like the fucking jiggly on it, like his belly's hanging out, and like it's so jiggly the way he moves. I hate that.
As long as I can't see his skin from below the neck, it doesn't bother me. But I see what I know what you're saying.
Yeah, he has like the open Elvis shirt. Like I don't know. I just don't like Rufus.
He had like a Raiden outfit that looked really good, I thought.
Oh yeah.
The yellow color scheme too. It's like fucking. I don't know.
But I do like Hakan a lot. He's probably my favorite grappler of all time, honestly.
Abel is straight.
Abel would fucking do everything though. It was so annoying to fight.
No, he's tight though. He has like kind of rekkas, kind of chain throws, like the wheel kick, command grab, and he's hot. So is Eagle. Like half my list is like because they're hot, but Gin's not hot. But the rest of them I could deal with.
I don't like Abel's main design. I hope they changed it, or they would change it.
Well, yeah, I'd rather him just have like a full, like.
I like the wrestling outfit he had. That one looked good.
Singlet.
Yeah.
Earlier today in gameplay convo, I can't believe no one said that Lee looks like Eris. I cannot even fucking believe it.
Oh yeah.
Like he looks exactly like Eris. It just looks like Eris, dude.
He needs the beard, but that looks like older Eris with like the stash.
Yeah. And 12, I think 12 is a great character. His only flaw is that he was low tier, but other than that, that's a great character.
Yeah, I'd totally be down for 12.
Django?
Finishing out my list is gonna be super hype.
Django.
Sean, Dudley, D Dark, T Hawk, and fuck it, Oni.
Oni?
Oni's like the Blaze of Street Fighter. I don't hate the character either, though, to be honest with you.
That's an anime character. He has like an air dash.
Oh
like
my god. Anime. Yeah, listen, I'm a fucking closet anime fan or something. I don't know. Whatever.
I forgot about T-Hawk.
You forgot about T-Hawk? Boy, he didn't forget about you.
He's forgettable.
I like T-Hawk.
T-Hawk is not
my
forgettable, dude. Come on, dude.
He's my favorite Street Fighter 2 character.
T-Hawk's sick.
He's sick. I just feel like there's too many grapplers in Street Fighter 5 already.
Enough grapplers.
There's a lot of grapplers in that game.
Who did Randy's posted up Gin, Oro, Necro, Sodom, and Makoto. Aramon posted up Oro, Eagle, Geki, 12, and Rose.
Yeah, Geki was a claw ninja guy from Street Fighter 1.
Deep cuts. Street Fighter 1?
Well, you know, Street Fighter 1, Birdie was white.
Yes.
And then he said he was only that color because he was sick, so he was pale.
Yeah.
The lore.
Because he's black now, you know?
Oh, shit. I still have the BRB sign up.
Makoto is the toughest one for me, because I do like the gameplay a lot, but I think the actual character is whack as fuck.
Makoto?
She looks like a Koopa kid.
Yeah, the design is weird, but it kind of grew on me. I definitely didn't like it at first.
I think originally she was supposed to be like Ryu's sister or something.
Yeah, that was the original.
Oh, really?
It never made it into the game.
That would have been whack.
Well, I mean, the character is black. Like, there's, I don't understand the design. Look at the design; it looks so colorless and boring.
Yeah,
It just,
it did.
the karate little girl is just not interesting to me. But the gameplay is tight.
Yeah, I think that like the contrast to the gameplay is what makes it tight to me.
I liked her,
It's
like, her gardener outfit.
It's such a weird design, but it kind of works with their gameplay. Because I didn't like that. I kind of felt that way about Urian first too, because the underwear look just didn't work for me.
Yeah, I thought Uriel was fucking whack for like the first
Yeah.
12 years I knew about him.
Like, this is gay, but he's actually super sick.
Yeah, it turns out that's the twist. He's actually the straightest person who's ever lived. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Did that answer that question? I think it did.
Who did you pick?
Oh God, again?
Don't weasel out of this. Pick a
I
character.
did. Sean, Dudley, T-Hawk, D-Dark, and Oni.
Oh, that's right.
Bitch, come on.
Yeah, Oni's whack.
Oni, yeah, dude. My memory's fucked.
I
But
would
was-
fucking said
yeah.
Kage, but he's in this game.
Thanks for the question, dude.
Yeah, thanks, man. Kiala Clutch. I remember him. What's up, dude? He asks, Temp, what are your thoughts on MK11 regarding several characters using long-range weapons or tools, staff, spear, hook swords, etc., versus characters who are mostly barehanded? Do you feel there's an imbalance between them? Why or why not? It's an interesting question. Do you think that some characters having like big range tools and some not affects the game?
The funny thing is, when the time where it's the biggest problem, it's not even a weapon. It's like Sindel's forward 4 and shit like that. I don't like things that reset the spacing in the footsie game, where you have to restart the footsie game from scratch. I like things better that lead to some sort of either advantage or confirmed situation. That's where I feel ranged moves are really the most interesting. But overall, I think that part of MK11 is fine. I would not change that aspect of MK11 overall outside of some balance changes. But I think as far as incorporating weapons into the game, I think MK11 actually did a really good job.
Yeah, I don't think that weapons are on the list of what's wrong with that game. I think the things that are wrong with that game are the things that are wrong with that game. Weapons are, I mean, you know, it's whatever, man. It's fine. What was that sound? Pot, are you dry humping your mic or something? What's going on?
No, I had to take my case off my phone because there was a water bubble under there.
Jesus.
And it's like a whole process. I had to take off this like rubber thing. And then I
You
have
should
to
have
take...
muted your mic.
Well, I don't know. I didn't think y'all could hear that shit. It wasn't loud.
Dude, we're inside your phone. Like, yeah, it's fine. I forgot where we were though. Where was I?
What did it sound like?
It sounded like hell. Temp and Django, do you guys feel NRS has lost touch with its players? This is referring to the Combat Cast saying, "We heard you. Here's more augments." I do not like that sentence at all, and it irks me anytime someone says it. I have to like, I try really hard not to, you know, kind of get swept up in the thing. Has NRS lost touch with its players? No. I think that the people that say they do are people that just didn't get what they want in that particular exchange.
Fan favorite Jackie.
I have a bit of a different take on that. I would argue they never really were in touch with their players.
But I was
Because
gonna...
Paulo has not had to answer for a single change he's made in this game, or a single design decision in this game to date. And that actually goes for very heavily for the previous games.
Well, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, was there a game that did happen?
He interfaced more with the tournament scene back in the MK9, even the Injustice days. But for the most part, a lot of there's really not any context on why they do the things they do with the balance changes or the breakaway. Like there's no like vocal defense from Paulo or NetherRealm why breakaways in the game. So I would argue they were never in touch with their players. Now that may not be a bad thing. I think doing everything your players want is usually that ends badly. People would argue that's how Street Fighter V turned out the way it did at launch. But yeah.
No, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I would like some explanation, communication on why certain characters are getting buffs when they're already in the top 5, top 3. Like that would be nice. I'd also like to know why. I mean, Stephanie has done a bit of it, right? She's defended some of the design decisions, but she's not the battle designer at the end of the day. So I would really like a little more context on why they're doing the things they're doing.
What is she?
They've never really done that, though. What's up?
Sorry. No. Yeah. You're right.
No, that covers everything I got on that.
Okay. No, like for me, I feel like that sentence, NRS has lost touch with its players. There's so much wrong with it, and it's really misleading. First of all, it depends on who you're talking about, its players, and who the specific person is that's saying it matters. Like, a Molina fan that nowadays can say that same shit. Internet has lost touch with its players because we're their players. Sure, yeah. Molina not being in the game definitely means they've lost touch with their players. No, it just depends, but that sentence is always framed around the person saying it, not getting what they want. Again, in that specific exchange. And it's not, it more often than not, it's objectively incorrect, because I don't think Mortal Kombat would have stayed as popular and successful financially as it has if that sentence were true. There are subgroups and demographics of Mortal Kombat's players that have had ups and downs in terms of being favored and not being favored over the games, the franchise's 20+ year lifespan. Yeah, of course. There's sometimes these players, this demographic gets leaned into more, or this demographic gets leaned into more. But there's a fuck ton of demographics, man, and I don't think that the biggest one at all is who they've lost touch with. Because again, I don't think that they would stay as successful as they have been if that sentence was true. I think that if you want to ask that question, then it needs to be framed in a more specific sense and pointed directly towards something, and then that, yeah, you could be right about it. But in general, everybody thinks that everybody talks like they are Mortal Kombat's fans and players, and there's such a wide variety of fan types of Mortal Kombat that's impossible to be true if everyone's saying it. Which is a credit to Mortal Kombat's like appeal and longevity, that player base is so diverse as far as like the kinds of players that are into it. So yeah, I really don't like that question. I think that is not a good question at all, and usually it's only being asked whenever somebody didn't get what they want.
I also want to add that I don't think putting Paulo in front of a webcam and making him explain every gameplay change once a month and just constantly be in the process of defending his design decision, I don't think that's the solution either. Especially as someone who suffers from mild anxiety.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That would be hell for me. I wouldn't want to do that to Paulo.
Yeah.
But someone should do it, though. Someone who is in a PR position, and the logical person would be Stephanie, right? The problem is Stephanie introduces the characters in the combat casts before the characters come out. Then when the characters come out, Stephanie is really nowhere to be seen. Unless, I mean, if she does it more on Twitter, I'm not on Twitter, so maybe there's a case to be made there. But
well, I mean, she's not really like a community person though. Like her title is senior QA analyst, so she's working with QA, and that's what she does. She's testing this shit. She's like one of the top testers and running that shit probably.
Well, Tyler is the community manager, right?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Then it's on him. It's his job to understand Paulo's vision and to tell us what the fuck it is then. And I don't feel like that's what's going on. But I don't even know if that's his fault, because I don't think that's the design of his job. I don't think that's what they intended to do it. But someone should be doing that, in my opinion. And I feel like it probably should be the guy who's the community manager, the PR guy, the front man, basically, right? So
I would agree.
I do wish there was some communication and there was some more in-touch communication with the fans.
I mean, just thinking about that, the thing you said about Paulo there, like, getting in front of a webcam, answering the questions, like, I think about that shit, like, when we were working on Lawless, like, there was shit in that game that I was, like, sweating bullets about, and if I had to, like, go in front of people and answer for that shit, like, man, like, why is this in the game? It's like, I don't even want to begin to go into it because it's so complicated. Like, there's just one guy on the team and he's a fucking idiot, and I had to put it in the game. I didn't want to, but I can't say that because he's my boss. But like, I mean, it's like that is getting like the truth and pure transparency in that situation is not possible. And if you're someone like me, I'm and if I was going to be in that position, I would feel awful just because I want to be transparent, but I can't. So I would feel like I'm lying to the people that care enough about my game to be playing it and asking me and seeking me out and asking me questions. And like, it just, there's no end to the shittiness that I would feel about myself, about the product, and about how I'm not able to serve the people that are willing to play my game as well as I would like to.
I would like to just hear more from Paulo, because he's always been around, but you rarely fucking hear from him ever.
You're right.
Like,
Yeah.
actually talking.
I mean, yeah, I would too. I would love to fucking hear more from Paulo. Absolutely.
Well, the thing is, he's actually in the Twitch chats very often.
Yeah, right?
Like, he's in Ultra David's Twitch chat all the time. But that's contingent on me being in the chat at the time he's there to get any sort of
Yeah, he
feedback
always
from
says
Paulo.
shit. Yeah, that's right.
So I'm sure he's a cool dude, and I think the worst part about it is if we put a gun to his head and say, "Hey, what's your vision?" The answer we're probably going to get for a lot of our questions is because this is what Boone mandated, for better or worse. There may not be a good reason.
Or Himrick, dude.
Or at least,
Himrick,
you know,
I could totally see this restriction, dude. Like, just from the little bit I know about Himrick and the little bit we all know about Himrick now, like, Himrick was, dude, you better fucking put that stupid shit in the game. I want it. That sounds sick. Do it, or you're fucking dead.
I'm not sure what Emmerich job is, to be honest with you. I don't know what he does.
Himrick's the fucking, like, the very little that whatever, that situation that was forever ago that I know, Himrick was the muscle. He, like, like, perfect. That's the best fucking way to put that shit. Bad cop, muscle.
Yeah, I mean,
But I mean, like, I don't fucking know. Like, you know, that was just an observation. I don't know what's going
I
on.
almost don't want to know, but I would like some answers about the game. But
Yeah.
like, I don't need it to come from a specific person. I don't want to make anyone's life more difficult, whether it be Paulo's, Tyler's, or even Boone's. I don't want to ruin anyone's day, but I would like more context on why the game is the way it is.
I agree.
So, like when Stephanie says things like "we didn't want to shake it up," I'm kind of wondering why the fuck not. Like, I feel like the game needs to be shaken up a lot, right? So, I don't know. But it's still a good question, though. We definitely appreciate the question, Cal.
I agree. Whenever she said that thing, I was like, can we go back to that? And can we talk about that for a little bit? Because that's an interesting... I don't even care... I mean, obviously, I do care that you guys felt that way, but I just want to hear more about your thought process. I just want to hear more about, like, your reasoning behind it. And maybe I would agree, too, if I knew a little bit more of the information. Like, I don't know. Just, it would be fun to... It would be nice to hear about it. But, yeah. I don't even know where we were. Oh, yeah. The Lost Touch with its players thing. I think. Yeah. Okay. That was Kiala. Thanks, dude. Okay, who's up next? Armand. Who the fuck is this guy? Question. If a fighting game series has a huge legacy roster that can't fit into one game, what should determine who comes back on the next game's base roster? Story, archetype, tournament usage, online pick rate, IRL fighting styles, etc. It's a really good question. It's a really interesting question, too. What do you think, Tim?
I think, well, the first solution precedes the whole problem together. Don't bombard your audience with bunches of new characters every single installment, and you won't even have this problem, in my opinion, right? Grand Blue did a great job of that. Skullgirls did a great job of that, right? I anticipate if there's a new Skullgirls, almost everyone's coming back.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's only one Skullgirls, right?
Yeah, for now. But they had a pretty good DLC run as well. But
right.
since we're in that pickle with like games like Tekken, Mortal Kombat, the real solution is just to put in as many fucking characters. I used to not feel this way. I used to be very big on small rosters, and I think small rosters have their benefits. But I think the real solution is to put as many gameplay characters as you can, and don't worry about story. If they're not story relevant, then just don't put them in the story mode. I'm fine with that. You know, I don't need Kuma in the Tekken story mode. That's fine. But I think the trick is to make room on the roster. And if you can't make room on the roster, ask yourself, is it because you have a shitty gear system? Like, one of the frustrating things about Armor Breakers is all the work they spent changing combo properties, all the sort of like the board work they did, trying to decide which move, which normal, which special is going to be an Armor Breaker, and the time it took to program that, and the time it took to debug that. All that money and time could have been saved if they just yanked it out of the game. All the work, all the labor they could have preserved just by not doing all that shit. So if you can't have a bigger roster, you really need to ask yourself why. Why can we not have a bigger? What are we wasting time on?
Well,
and the answer is usually shit like bad custom designs, bad augments, just a lot of shit that people are not buying the game for, right?
I mean, I definitely agree with a lot of that, but like, when you get to a point of, like he said, like with Mortal Kombat is a really good example, where there's 70 goddamn fucking characters in this thing, you're not going to be able to put 70 characters in any of these games. So, like, there is a point of, like, who do we bring back and who do we don't?
I disagree because Smash did it.
But those characters have, like, 5 fucking move lists, though.
Yeah, they still need to be balanced, though. They still have insane movement options, and they still have to operate differently. I mean, they have to be balanced within the stages as well.
I'm not arguing I'm not saying like it's a bad fighting game. It's fun to say, but I'm not saying that right now. But that's like I don't think anybody would want a Mortal Kombat with like 5 to 10 move characters.
I mean, if they didn't change the legacy every single game, I don't think even that would be that difficult.
That's a different issue, and that's a good point. That's something good that is good to talk about. The way that Mortal Kombat does want to change that shit all the time.
Yeah, I think, like, down for correct me if I'm wrong, but vanilla console Tekken 7 had, like, over 35 characters, I think, on home release before the DLC. Is that... I think that's correct.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was around 40.
Yeah, so that's where I stand on that. Stop reinventing the wheel, and you can save money to have a bigger roster. That's my solution to that. But, again, if you can't do the first solution because the new characters already exist. If you can't do the second solution because you have to get rid of the legacy, then the third option is have a visionary who's doing the gameplay and the story. That way, they're always going to be in sync, and that's kind of what Daisuke from Guilty Gear does: the story, the music, and the gameplay. Like he does everything. And dude, the guy's got sexy long hair to boot. Like it's not even fucking fair. So yeah, that you need a visionary. That's how you do it, in my opinion. You get someone who understands the game. So you're not, forcing like combat kids down people's throats and then ditching half of them the next game. When you have a visionary, shit like that just doesn't happen. I don't know. Thoughts, anybody? Pod, you're quiet. Okay, thank God. I heard noise. I was like, did my mic go out? He'll be back soon, I imagine. But yeah, anyone want to add anything to that? Or Django, what do you got?
No, I agree for the most part.
Did we lose Django?
I'm not sure.
Check the... Yeah, it's still recording? Do you think we'd still be... Do you think Mortal Kombat would have this problem if Tobias was still around? Do you think the roster and the gameplay would have been synergized?
Sorry,
That's a good question.
I pulled a problem. It's okay. We're good.
Well, it's weird because you and Pop both disappeared at the same time.
We did. We ran away together.
It's like the rapture, man. Yeah. What do you think, dude? What's your solution?
I don't really have one. I'm assuming that you're asking me a solution to that same question, which about roster.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's an incredibly difficult decision to make, especially when you get to the point of having as many characters as they do. And I don't know. Like it's not a decision that I envy anyone having to make. And that's something that like kind of spooked me whenever I did like kind of think like, well, okay, what about if there was a situation where this other fighting game that I was working on did somehow get a sequel and whatnot? Like I don't even know. Like that, it's just really hard to think about for me.
How would you feel about a completely utilitarian approach where the roster is dictated in the next game based on the usage metrics online?
That is probably, I think, the best way of going.
Offline and online, my bad. Offline and offline.
Yeah.
Or offline and online, that's important, because otherwise you have nothing but, like, it's just Garrus in the next game, right?
Right,
So.
yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah.
No, I think that's actually, like, a fantastic way of getting that, and should be is one of the best methods to use when deciding rosters. Like, if you have that data, use that and go by that shit, and then that dictates the majority of your roster.
Which is funny because that's what killed June. That's what killed Lei, right? So
Yeah.
But it's like, man, I don't care what they said. That wasn't Jackie and MKX, dude. Come on, man. Like, maybe I'm wrong, but I cannot really imagine a situation where I can't believe that Jackie got more play at MKX than Kung Jin.
No, you're right.
That is entirely like, you know, just my own data from like me playing online and playing people in that game, but I fought so many fucking Kung Jins and I did not fight that many Jackies. Especially once like her shit got nerfed a little bit because she was a little annoying at the start with that gun shit. But once people got that figured out and that was no longer like a go-to cheese, like I hardly ever saw that character. But Kung Jin I always saw because he was cheesy forever.
Yeah, I hated fighting Kung Jin.
Yeah,
Same.
All right, but I think that covers that question, right?
yeah, I think so.
I didn't know how strongly I felt about that question until I read it. Like, I really know. I was like halfway through answering it. I was like, man, I'm getting really angry. It's weird. Yeah. So yeah, thanks for the question, dude. Super appreciated.
Yeah, man. What are we on? Kiala's?
Uh-huh.
Question: if Killer Instinct came back or another KI game comes out, do you feel a lot of pro NRS players level towards KI?
Yeah, that's historical. Because I want to say the first KI Evo was won by CD Junior.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Both the San Antonio scene shifted over to KI when it came out semi-permanently, at least until MKX, and the McAllen scene all went KI pretty much when that came out. So, yeah.
It's funny because a lot of KI players switched to NRS games after KI kind of died.
I didn't really. That's interesting.
Yeah, like Nikki and Wheels and
You're
shit.
really quiet, D4. You're doing that trailing thing.
No, I'm tired, sorry.
Tie? Oh
like,
my god.
laying down right now.
Let me see. Oh, did they answer the question or no?
I would say, yeah. I think
Yeah.
that's the case.
I'd probably say the same thing, yeah. Thanks, Kiala. Red Viper, a question more so for Temp. These people have good taste. But which elements from Mortal Kombat Deception would you like to see revisited in a future MK? How would you fix some of the things you didn't like or necessarily care for? And then the second part is, if Takeda or Smoke made it into MK11 somewhere down the line, how would you hope NRS designs them gameplay-wise? What would you guys like to see? That first question, obviously, is a good question aimed towards you.
All right. I can answer that very easily. I think the one thing I want to see most back from Deception is interesting long ground combos. I think the juggle system is cool, but I don't think we need to restrict ourselves to that. I think right now it's in Mortal Kombat 11. You can't really get, or really any recent Mortal Kombat game, you can't really get anything going combo wise without sending someone into the air.
Yep, exactly.
Deception. What's up?
No, I was agreeing with you. You're exactly right. I feel the same way you do about that.
So I don't think there's any reason you can't have interesting long ground combos like they did in Deception. And the end of the combo is a launcher, and that's where you do your final setup. That's when you want to go into a reset, or if you want to go into a high damage special, right? Now, here's to answer the second part of the question: how would you fix some of the things you didn't like? Well, what I didn't like about that system is the combos were a little too easy. It was basically just memorize and mash, right? Memorize, tap it out. I would put one frame links in there. Do you want an interesting ground combo? You're going to have to fucking earn it Street Fighter 4 style. You're going to have to do 2 frames and 1 frame. You're going to do a lot of them. But if you get them down, you can do these really cool ground combos. Street Fighter even had an example of this. Street Fighter had Evil Ryu, who had really sick, interesting, long ground combos because he had to 1 frame link and do a special to keep his combo going. It was super sick.
Evil Ryu is tight, dude.
What's up?
I was just saying, Evil Ryu is tight.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons why I don't like Kage is because I love Evil Ryu so much.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's what I would do there. That's what I would take from Deception. And I'll let you go first in the second part.
Well, I mean, no, it's interesting that you would talk about the ground combos because, like, day one of the stuff that I started mapping out and trying to get into the game for the fighting game that I was working on was Fuck relying on juggles. I'm really sick of that shit. Not that I hate it, but it's like that. It's really dumb that that was the go-to, and there was some of the, I felt like some of the stuff that was going on before, like the assumptions that we were aiming towards was juggles, like just really juggle oriented, because that's the way that MK did it. And I was like, I don't want to do that. I want to make good, interesting ground combo options. And that's where things started leaning a lot into Killer Instinct style shit. For what we were doing. Yeah, I really wanted ground combos in the game. Not at the expense of losing juggles, obviously, but just so, like, to get combos, you must launch and juggle. Like, I did not want that to be the case. And I would love to see that as well come back and be more prominent in Mortal Kombat. I think that would be really interesting and help, especially in a, like, especially coming off of Mortal Kombat 11, having that kind of, like, even, like, as a fucking spectator, just, like, that kind of variety of attacks and combos in combat, like, that would just be really fucking nice. But yeah, I'm just, all that is to say, I agree with you. That would be really, really cool. If Takeda or Smoke made it into MK11 somewhere down the line, how would you hope NRS designs them gameplay? Guys, what would you guys like to see? I'll let you do Smoke. Takeda, I think a lot of his stuff from, well, I think a lot of his design from MKX can translate, at least conceptually, pretty well into this game. But obviously, like, it would have to function a little bit different in this game, because you can't do, like, run combos and shit. And Takeda had a fair amount of that. And zipping all over the place and, like, doing the fucking zip line to you and all this other shit and yanking you in. Teleports. That character was sick. But I don't know, like, I keep saying it, and I feel like I get, like, weird looks from people over you know, the microphone whenever I say shit like Fujin kind of reminds me a lot of playing Takeda and Robin. I feel like there's some similarities there from a design perspective, like a perspective of, like, some designer likes this type of gameplay, and they're gonna and so that's gonna carry over into those characters. I feel like Fujin has some of that shit, and I think that Takeda's stuff would be comparable, actually, to some of the stuff that Fujin can do. But Fujin's doing it, so I don't know if... No, it definitely doesn't have to be redundant, but it would have to be modified a little bit to work that way. But, like, man, that shit would be really fun. I think Takeda could be really fun, and I think especially in this game, even if you did have two characters that did similar-ish stuff, those being Fujin and Takeda, that's okay, because this game otherwise does not have that fun of combat structure and possibilities with their with how you approach getting your damage. Even, again, just as a spectator, because, man, fucking watching Fujin as a spectator is sick. Like, it's not like anybody else in this fucking video game. And I think that's a big part of what I liked about Takeda and Robin and Justice 2, but Takeda specifically, was that he had a lot of that shit too. And I think I'll leave it there for Takeda. Like, I think that clearing up his concept and getting that hammered out of what I would like him to do, not exactly like specifics on how he would operate, is more important. Like, the very mobile, getting around, he can, like, do side switch type combos and do pressure and shit like that. I think that would be, and flashy, really flashy. I think that would be Takeda's thing. What do you think, Tip?
I'm gonna parry this question, because okay. I don't think you can put Smoke in MK11 and have it work. I literally, not without messing up the character. I think Nightwolf was kind of an eye-opening thing for me. I don't think Nightwolf survived his transition from MK9 to MK11. So he's viable, but that's all he is. So Yeah, I'm gonna just say you can't put smoke in MK11. It's a good question, dude. I appreciate the question, but I literally don't think you can make smoke interesting in this game without taking away its coolest shit. I don't think you can do it. There's no smoke trap in MK11 because everything's a fucking smoke trap.
I could imagine some cool shit though with it. You go fucking up to people and you do like a pressure string, and then you cancel into the smoke away, and you go through them and start doing it on the other side too. Like, and you just keep that pressure going. That shit could be really fun.
Maybe, but it's probably going to end in a throw or a neutral jump, right?
Well,
Like,
I mean,
here's the
yeah,
thing.
definitely.
Well, when I said I want to bring back long ground combos, down for, let me know if this sounds interesting to you, man. But what I would do is, let's say it's MK9, right? That's easier. So if you want longer ground combos, here's how you make it interesting. Do smokes down 3, 1, 2, and then there be a 1-frame link where he can link the last hit of his chain into back 2-3 smoke ball. That's how I would make ground combos more interesting. It's basically Street Fighter 4 meets some MK juggles. Now you have to change the scaling to max that, but that's how I would give people more interesting ground combos.
Yeah, that could be tight. Like, you probably see it a lot at high level then. That'd be cool.
And I mean, Street Fighter 4 had plinking, so I leave it to the people to decide if MK11 would need plinking as well, if they wanted to do something like that. But so yeah, that's how I would do it. But I'm sorry, as far as the question goes, you cannot put smoke in MK11. You just can't, in my opinion.
Yeah, they'd probably fuck him up.
It's not even probably. I literally don't know how they could keep his interesting stuff intact without taking it out. I just don't even see it.
He was boring in X, so I don't think they do him right here.
I guess that would probably be a good stopping point for the questions. Because I don't think Pot's coming back, so...
What happened to him? Maybe, like, his phone is now dead because he got that water shit. I don't know.
That's cool, though. We went on for, like, 4 hours, so...
We did. That was a fucking chunky one. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Thanks for listening. We'll see you guys next time. Later.
Take care, everybody.